Salut à vous tous, Steve Bertium du 360nitro.tv. Avez-vous passé un beau Noël jusqu'à date? Avez-vous une belle petite soirée de Noël? Bon, moi j'ai eu du fun quand même, là, même si t'as restreint comme personne dans la maison. Mais bu un peu de vin, hein, pour oublier cette soirée-là. Mais eu du fun quand même, Mais il manquait un petit quelque chose. Puis là, ça fait plusieurs semaines je pense à ça, puis je me dis, faut faire de quoi. Le jour de l'an s'en vient, puis... écoute, j'aimerais ça que tout le monde, on se réunisse tous pour un party virtuel. Le mercredi, le 30 décembre, dès 19h30. On va allumer le live 360, on allume le live, puis on va parler avec différents intervenants. On va raconter des anecdotes de quoi pour s'amuser. Puis même si t'aimes pas les courses, là, peu importe, je vous le dis, là, joins-toi à nous pareil, tu vas aimer ça. Tu vas aimer ce genre de soirée-là. On va essayer de faire des choses hors des sentiers battus. Ça va être le fun, je vous le dis, ça va être le fun. Puis il va y avoir plein de surprises, hein. Plein de surprises, il va y avoir des tirages. Puis on a plusieurs prix à remettre. C'est sûr, il faut que tu écoutes l'émission pour ça. Si tu n'écoutes pas l'émission, mais just too bad, tu sais. Mais je te le dis, présente-toi à l'émission, partage la vidéo. Écoute, vous allez avoir du fun, c'est sûr et certain. C'est le party, t'es tout seul chez vous, de quoi, tu seras pas tout seul. On va avoir du fun, puis tellement du fun que j'ai décidé de cohabiter avec le risque. Oui, tellement, là, j'aime tellement le risque là, que ma femme va co-animer avec moi. Hein? Si tu aimé le risque, ça? Qu'est-ce qu'il y a?
Toast-toi.
Ah, allez. Ça commence bien, hein? Ah ouais, là, on n'a pas toute la veillée, là.
Calme-toi, Bon. Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2, 1, 2. Et oui, je vais co-animer avec Steve. Je vais sûrement vous apprendre des petites anecdotes au sujet de Monsieur Nitro. Et on va sûrement s'amuser, c'est sûr, certain. Alors, on vous attend. Mercredi le 30 décembre à 19h30. On ne veut pas manquer ça.
The Vintage have closed out their hot lap sessions. 358 modifieds lined up in the staging area. Martin Belante joins me now, and welcome back to the show, day number 2. Ready to go?
At one point, Tim, this afternoon, I never thought we would be able to see some cars around this speedway tonight, but we're here. There's some blue skies over the speedway, so it's looking promising. We would like to welcome everyone that's on the 360 Nitro.tv. On aimerait souhaiter la bienvenue à tout le monde sur 360nitro.tv. Nous sommes maintenant en direct ce soir, deuxième partie de ce week-end de course ici du côté de Cornwall. Modifieds are currently on the speedway. So change of plans for the schedule tonight. They were supposed to have some time off laps tonight, but we're going to a regular Sunday night evening just to speed up the event. So every driver drew a number when they came in earlier tonight. So we will use this to position everyone for their heat place. Donc, tous les pilotes ont pigé un numéro à leur arrivée à la piste plus tôt. Donc, ce numéro va dicter les places de départ dans pour les qualifications. On n'aura pas de temps chronométré ce soir. On essaie de gagner du temps dans la soirée. Là, il est déjà passé 19h et on est seulement en session de pratique. Donc, on va essayer de faire le plus rapidement possible ce soir pour que vous puissiez avoir un bon spectacle. First practice session is done. I don't know if everyone was watching the times, but Simon Perrault, 3 consecutive laps under the 13-second mark. His best time was a 12:8.79. So that track, well, no surprise there with all the rain that we got this afternoon. The track will be bad fast for these guys tonight, Tim.
It is going to be bad fast, and Simon Perrault just put it to him with a quick time there at 12:8.79. Keep in mind there will be no time trials, as Martin Belanger alluded to earlier. So that is quick time right now, just for bragging rights, essentially, as the next group 358 modifies roll trackside from Lachine, Quebec, at car number 73. That's Matthew Boisvert. Behind him from Yamaska, that is the 13 of Kevin Amell. Right here in Cornwall, the Olsen Fab at number 15B, that's Brianna Landisser. The 90 from Chateauguay, that is Danny Gagne, who won our opener here back in June. Chris Raby out of Alexandria in the 01. The 17, he is out of Sydenham, Ontario, Canada. That is Tristan Draper. The 1, the great Canadian champion out of St. Damas, Quebec, that is David Hebert. Session number 2 on track and ready to go racing. As Group 2 is about set to get underway, Jason Aikman, our Director of Traffic Control here tonight at Cornwall Motor Speedway, has the green flag in hand. Session number 2 for the 358 Modifieds is underway. Y'all coming out on this session. Chris Raby shut it down rather early there. There was some smoke coming out of the back of the 01 and Mike Sauvé Construction with Coleman Media machine. So Chris will take that back to the pits and have his crew diagnose that problem. And we're back to green and we're back underway. I'll tell you what, these drivers are blistering this racetrack. 12.843 for Kevin Amell. That is quick time right there. David Hebert, second quick, 12.867. Mark, how much faster can these drivers go? We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. There's a lot of good cars coming on the speedway right now. The 66 of Carl Dingwall, 88 of Jeffrey Lapalme. Watch that car here, the Jukasa Motor Speedway, the 37S of Gary Lindbergh. He's on a hot streak right now, winning at Brockville last Saturday and at Merrittville last night. So he'll be to watch, hailing from the St. Catharines, Ontario area. 25 of Steve Bernier, winner last night at RPM. 96 of GF Corriveau, R70 of Ryan Arbuthnot. Finished second last week at Brockville. Our 2019 track champion, the 47S of Corey Wheeler, and the 38 of Luke Whitaker is on the speedway. So solid group of cars on the track right now. Quality field again tonight, 30 strong in the modifieds, and as Tim was mentioning earlier, we have 25 Sportsmans on hand as well. So a good field of cars again tonight supporting the track for our 6th event of the season at the Speedway. Well, Tim, 12.783. Six drivers in that group under the 13-second mark. Quite impressive.
It is in track record. Keep in mind, I believe it's Mario Claire at 12.76. So 12.783 is quick time for Luke Whitaker, and quick time overall as the fourth and final group rolling out on the speedway. There's Paul St. Sauveur out of La Présentation, Quebec, and the number 37 behind him in car number 92, making his way down the front straightaway here. Out of St. Victoire de Sorel, Quebec, that is Martin Pelletier. In car number 89L, that's Christophe Lupien from Drummondville. 37M, that's Matthew Desjardins. Had a good run here last time the Mons were in action. Out of Sorel, Tracy, Quebec. From Alexandria, it's Joey Lannister in the 23. 21 from Drummondville, Etienne Boussière. From Alexandria, it's Lee Lannister in the number 88. From Ottawa, car number 85, it's Tyler Giveau. Session number 4 for the 315 Modified is underway. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it has happened. Martin Belanger, we now have a new track record. 12.640 by Joey Ladouceur. Fast time ever here at Cornwall.
In a 358, that's
moving.
That's moving around. Nouveau record de piste ce soir en modifié 358 avec Joey Ladouceur. 12.640. Avec toute la pluie qu'on a eue cet après-midi, on vient de voir les temps tomber. Tous les groupes ont modifié ce soir, 3 à 4 pilotes qui étaient sous la barre des 13 secondes. Donc, j'espère que les gens qui sont sur 360 Nitro, vous pouvez apprécier le spectacle autant que les gens qui sont ici ce soir en spectateur. Hopefully everyone on 360nitro.tv is enjoying this great start of our evening here after a long wait, but track is in great condition right now as the first practice session of Sportsman is on the Speedway. Dernier 94 Gabriel C of the 1 of Justin Lalancette, 22C of Cédric Gauvreau, 04 of Scott McGill, 18 of Kalen Draper, 65 of Gilles Godard, 18 junior of Jason Rose, making a return this season, the 28K of Curtis Caillé. So this is group number 1 in the Sportsman, premier groupe A Sportsman. Justin Lalancette, quickest time in practice session number 1 for the Sportsman. Kalen Draper, Gilles Godard, Scott McGill, Curtis Caillé, Gabriel C. and Jason Rose. The times for these groups as group number 2 is on the Speedway, Tim.
Second group on track. Justin Saunders, checking our book here. Yes, there is right there. In the number 11J, thank you, Jen Goddard, for that. As the 88C, that's Chris Ferguson from Chesterville. Behind him from Brockville in the 88, that is Dylan Kirkland. 44 from Prescott, it's Jonathan Ferguson. In car number 1R, that is Ricky Thompson, the 38. Last time he was here, he picked up the win. Jaron Herbison, Darrell Mitchell on the 37. Dominic Merkley in the 78 from Prescott. Makes up group number 2, and green flag is out. We're off and running. We'll get the right time here, right fast time. Jonathan Ferguson, fast time there, 13.649, 13.694, I should say, 13.694 for Jonathan Ferguson. Group number 3 rolling trackside right now.
Group number 3 on the speedway, we have the 52 of Jessica Power, the 1 of Robert Delorme, M70 in his 50th season this year in 2020, the M70 of Billy Cook, 78D of David Lapointe, 28 of Steve Morris, 82 of Denny Fogg joining us tonight, 88 of Fire Swamp joining the regular Sportsmans tonight here. Has been on a tear in the rookie sportsman on the circuit this season, but joining the regular class here at the Cornwall Motor Speedway, the 77E of Ryan Stabler and the 35 of Thomas Cook. Group number 3 of sportsmen on the Speedway, groupe numéro 3, sportsmen sur la piste. Steve Morris just making sure here as the final guys cross the winner circle here. Steve Morris quickest time with a 13.765. Ryan Stabler 13.801. Jessica Powers in third. Thomas Cook, Robert Delorme, David Lapointe, your top 6 in group number 3.
And our assist to sell mini stocks waiting in the wings, ready to go trackside. If you are just joining us on the broadcast of 360nitro.tv, we welcome you to the Cornwall Motor Speedway, day number 2 of the doubleheader here. Timmy Baltz, Martin Belanger calling all the action for you. If you're just getting into the racetrack right now, we welcome you to the Cornwall Motor Speedway. And one of the big things that you just missed, if you are just joining the broadcast here or just getting to the track, Joey Lannister, fastest man in Cornwall history, 12.640 seconds in 3:58 modified hot laps earlier tonight. So congratulations to Joey Lannister on setting a brand new track record, eclipsing Mario Claire's track record of 12.76, which was set a couple of seasons ago. So that's a new record. And I'll go on a limb. It's probably going to be safe to say the mini stocks probably won't break that record tonight, but in any event, they'll still be fast as they usually are, as Alexis Charbonneau in the 49 making his way on out there. Yannick Potvin in car number 33. Good to see Yann with us here tonight once again. Kristen Charbonneau aboard car number 67. James Clark in the number 2 out of Hawkesbury, Ontario. He's been one of the dominant drivers in this division this year. The big red number 2X coming off of turn number 4. Jared Galloway in the number 06J, regular with us at the Brockville Speedway out of Athens, Ontario, making his way off of corner number 2. Checkered flag in the air. Alexis Charbonneau also running very strong this year. A couple of wins at Autodrome Granby this year in their what they call the Sport Compact division. And Alexis very strong here. As always, won the Brockville Fall Nationals for the Mini Stocks last year as Group 2 on track now.
And we have a few newcomers on the Speedway here tonight as we have the 18 of Brian Cross joining us for the first time this season. The 23 of Brendan McMillan, 87 driven by Michael Baudry. 88C of Curtis Lindsay made the trek to RPM last night in the Sparkle Pack, which is the same class here at Cornwall. The 22J of Justin Jodoin, 21 of Marc-André Voici, and the 3 winner last week at Brockville after a good battle with James Clark, one of their veterans on the circuit in the mini stocks, Mike Gaucher in the 3. So these guys are doing some practice sessions and they're asked to go directly back to the staging lane as we'll be going, just do maybe a little bit, a quick track maintenance just to clean it up a little bit on the speedway, and then we'll be ready to go for the eats as there's a few
Here we go. We're going racing here at Cornwall Motor Speedway tonight. Thank you very much for joining us here at the Speedway and on 360nitro.tv. On point in car number 60, that is Sylvain Charette. Beside him, car number 49, that is Alexis Charbonneau from St. Lambert, Quebec. James Clark on a Hawkesbury in the number 2X, along with Michael Baudry in car number 87, row number 3, the 67, Kristen Charbonneau with Brandon McMillan out of Ottawa in the 23B and 22J, and that's Justin Jodway from right here in Cornwall. 7 drivers ready to go. 6 laps is the distance. First of 2 heats in the Assist to Sell Mini Stocks. We're green. Into turn number 1 on Alexis Charbonneau. No surprise. Jumps out into the lead. Sylvain Charette looks like he's a little quicker on the inside lane, especially down straightaways. Charbonneau will get back by coming off of turn number 4 and across the line. Lap number 1 is in the books. As behind the top 2, James Clark starts to move forward. He's closing in on these top 2 drivers. Michael Baudry holding on to 4th with Kristen Charbonneau holding on to the 5 spot. Jodway and McMillan trying to move up on the outside as well. Lap 2 in the books, and Alexis Charbonneau, no challenge so far from Sylvain Charette in the 60, although the top 2 are starting to pull away from James Clark, who got really loose going into turn number 1. Almost went off the end of the racetrack, but keeps it on there. Closes back in on the top 2 drivers as we click off lap number 3. 3 down, 3 to go in this opening heat for the Assist to Sell Mini Stocks, and Alexis Charbonneau trying to put it in the record books as a heat winner tonight. Right now, James Clark looks like he's struggling with the handling on that ride, riding in there in position number 3. Then it's everybody after the 87 of Michael Baudry down the front straightaway. You see Kristen Charbonneau, Justin Jodway, and Brandon McMillan trying to move on by, but Baudry is having no part of it, holding on to 4th for the moment. Top 3 broken away from the field at the white flag lap. Final trip around for Alexis Charbonneau. Got a 3-car length advantage over Sylvain Charette into turn number 1. James Clark, some 6 car lengths behind him in 3rd as Justin Jodway moves into the top 5 for the first time tonight. Checkered flag is in the air, and heat race number 1 is going to go to Alexis Charbonneau, followed by Sylvain Charette and James Clark. And Michael Baudry will cross in spot number 4, and Kristen Charbonneau at the line will get spot number 5, followed by Jodway and Brandon McMillan. So that does it. Heat number 1 in the books. Heat 2 ready to roll trackside right now.
Deuxième qualification en piste, heat number 2 for the Assist to Sell Mini Stock. You'll see the 33 of Yann Potvin, 88C of Curtis Lindsay, 21 of Marc-André Voyer, 83 of Mike Gaucher, 18 of Brian Cross, and the 06 of Jared Galway rounds out the field. go green at this time. On va vert, we go green. Good start here for the 33 of Potvin taking the lead over Lindsay as Mike Gaucher quickly moved to the third position after starting in position number 4. Trying to get that second spot from Lindsay with Marc-André Moyer and Brendan and Brian Cross. Your top 5. Galway closes the field in position number 6. Gaucher trying really hard to take that second spot over Lindsay. Uses the air lane. In turn number 4, takes the second spot. We'll see if Marc-André Moyer does the same thing with the 21 car. As Yannick Potvin is your race leader. Yannick Potvin, votre meneur à la mi-course. Mike Gaucher en deuxième, Marc-André Moyer troisième. Les ennuis pour Curtis Lindsay qui a ralenti maintenant au dernier rang. Brian Cross et Jared Galway ont pris le 4e et 5e rang. Présentement très rapide à l'avant. C'est Potvin et Mike Gaucher. Le jaune est lancé. Yellow is out. Debris in turn number 2. It's almost looking like a Sunday afternoon when we, or Saturday or even Sunday when we had the Enduro with all 4-cylinder pieces all around the speedway.
All the free auto parts you can have.
Yeah. Parts galore.
Absolutely. It's new business. Want to open it up?
Yeah, might as well.
Hey, why not?
Speaking of which, as we have some downtime, we're speaking about the Enduro. We did announce earlier today that the Fireball Enduro will be on September 12 and September 13, so a 2-day event, just to maximize the amount of spectators, because as everyone knows, we're only allowed right now with 100 spectators. So on Saturday, we'll have the ladies at 4 cylinders and the men's 4 cylinders. And on the Sunday, we'll have the 6, 8 cylinders and the vans will be in the competition. So all the details are currently on our Facebook page. We'll post everything as well on our website in the coming days. Probably tomorrow everything will be up to date on our website. The rules are the same as 2019, so if we have some fans here or on 360 Nitro that would like to compete, well, go on our website or go on our Facebook page on Facebook at Cornwall Speedway, and it'll have all the details about this event. But we're back to green here. On est de retour au vert ici. 33 de Yannick Potvin, le meneur, Mike Gaucher en deuxième, Galway maintenant troisième. So Potvin still in the lead with Gaucher and Galway now in third. Marc-André Moyer, side-by-side battle for that third position as the white flag has been displayed to these drivers. We'll see if Mike Gaucher has something for our race leader. A lot of experience. The number 3 car here will do a final attempt, but winner is Yannick Potvin with Mike Gaucher, Jared Galway, Marc-André Moyer, Brian Cross, and Curtis Lindsay. Your top 6 for heat number 2 in the mini stocks, as we'll have the Sportsmen getting ready for their first of 3 heats. Tonight we have a special dash for cash for them. Courtesy of GoPro Transport, so $300 up for grabs as the top 2 of each heat will be in competition later on tonight for a 4-lap dash. The winner of that dash will receive $200 and the second place will get $100, so we'll have to watch. So there's money on the line for these guys. There's positions for the invert, but also the top 2 getting a chance to win a few extra bucks, courtesy of GoPro Transport tonight, Tim.
Well, we'll see how that all unfolds as he race number 1 on track. Dominic Merkley and Gabe Sear will share row number 1. David Lapointe and Thomas Cook in row number 2. Chris Ferguson in the 88C with Justin Saunders in the 11J. Dylan Kirkland, the 88K in the one of Justin Lalonde set. And it wouldn't be a race without Gilles Godard in the 65. Back in action here tonight. Papa Gilles ready to go from 9th. Green lights are on and away we go. Off of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Dominic Merkley jumps to the lead. Thomas Cook charging around the top side, and Gabe Sear still with problems in the 94. Caution lights are back on as one lap is in the books. Sear had issues in hot laps here as well, and could be similar problems. He gets it refired though. He got his first win in the regular Sportsman division last year at Brockville after many wins in the rookie and novice Sportsman ranks. Also won a race this year at Autodrome Granby. So we're ready to go green. Dominic Merkley and Thomas Cook will lead them back to green. David LaPointe, Justin Saunders, who made the jump from the vintage class. He is now into the Sportsman ranks. Won a couple of rookie Sportsman races a year ago at Brockville. Chris Ferguson, he picked up his first Sportsman win a couple of seasons ago at a special event at the Maniwaki Speedway. And Justin Lalantzette, 2017 track champion. Jill hasn't won a feature here in the Sportsman ranks since about 2012, I believe, was the last time. I remember because I was in Victory Lane that day with him. Hopefully he changes that tonight. Green lights are back on and we're underway. And Dominic Merkley jumps back to the lead as Thomas Cook's going to fight it out with him down the back straightaway. David LaPointe right there to challenge him as they exit turn number 4. Cook with a power move around the top side. He'll go to the lead. Merkley, LaPointe, your top 3 drivers. Justin Saunders works his way around Chris Ferguson as Ferguson drop kick back to the 5 spot. Goddard is 6th, followed by Kirkland and Lalantzette, who is having all sorts of issues right now. He holds on to spot number 8 at the moment. But they're all chasing Thomas Cook, the man out of Hogansburg, driving away from Merkley down the back straightaway as David LaPointe and Justin Saunders having their battle for spot number 3. And Joe Goddard continues to go forward. He's into the top 5 now with 4 laps in the record books at the moment. As the battle for 4th goes on, Goddard side by side with Justin Saunders. He's now up into 4th and going after David LaPointe for 3rd. From the back towards the front of the field, Jill Goddard's on a mission here tonight, but Thomas Cook is the driver of the hour right now. He sets it up through the bottom portion of turn number 3 and off for 4 this time around with 6 laps in the books. Merkley still there for 2nd. David LaPointe is 3rd. Goddard and Saunders, your top 5, followed by Ferguson, Kirkland, and the one of Justin Lalantzette completing it. White flag in the air this time by for Thomas Cook. The big boys gas and tobacco 35, working it through turns 1 and 2 and down the back straightaway. Half straightaway advantage over Dominic Merkley and David LaPointe. Checkered flag is out, and that is how they're going to finish. It will be Thomas Cook picking up the win. 2nd to Dominic Merkley. David LaPointe will cross at 3rd. Jill Goddard from the back to 4th at the finish. And Justin Saunders will complete the top 5. And that does it for heat race number 1 in the Next Level Home Improvement Sportsman Division. Heat race number 2 of 3 ready to go.
So heat number 2 on the Speedway. So making a return tonight to a competition in 2020 while it's his first presence tonight, the 28K of Curtis Caillé. We'll start on the pole, the M70 of Billy Cook in the 2nd, the 1 of Robert Delorme, 1R of Ricky Thompson will start 4th, the 82 of Denny Fogg in 5th, 04 of Scott McGill, Kalen Draper, and Jason Rose, and the 18 at GR will complete the field of 8 cars for heat number 2. Reminder tonight as well, we have a Dash for Cash. Top 2 of each heat will go into the Dash for Cash. 4 laps. Courtesy of Govro Transport, as I was mentioning earlier. So $200 to the winner of that 4-lap dash and $100 to second. Donc ce soir, les Sportsmen. Donc, le top 2 de chaque qualification en Sportsman iront au Dash for Cash. Pour les Sportsmen, gracieuseté de Cornwall Transport, le vainqueur du dash de 4 tours aura 200 $ et la deuxième position aura 100 $. Donc, top 2 de chaque qualif. Donc, un dash de 6 voitures, 4 tours. On aura ça un petit peu plus tard ce soir après les qualifications. On n'a pas de consolation ce soir. Tout le monde iront dans leur finale respective avec la quantité de voitures que l'on a. So we'll be ready to go back racing here as we had a false start on the first attempt here. We're back to green over vert. Curtis Caillet jumps to the lead with Robert Delormier running in second, and Billy Cook and Ricky Thompson, your top four. Scott McGill in fifth. Good run for that third position between Billy Cook and Ricky Thompson here as Delormier challenges Caillet for the lead as Curtis Caillet leads the way. A little bit of smoke coming out of the 1X of Robert Delormier, but doesn't seem to bother him that much in that second position right now as Caillet will come and complete lap number 3. 3 tours de compléter dans cette deuxième qualification. Sportsman, Curtis Caillet en première position, Robert Delormier, Billy Cook, Ricky Thompson et Scott McGill. Flat tire for Jason Rose, slows in turn in number 2. Caution is out for these sportsmen. They will run 50 laps again tonight. Our friends from Cornwall Transport adding some money to the purse tonight, $500 spread out in the feature event. And also we have the last to win challenge as we have $600 up for grabs. So the money that they've been trying for the last few weeks, none of the drivers were able to get the win, but if any heat winner wants to try it again tonight, there's a $600 up for grab, courtesy of several sponsors again. So a lot of money on the line for these sportsmen tonight.
A lot of money. Very much.
We'll go back to green. On sera de retour au vert. Directeur de course Joël Doiron qui donne les instructions au pilote. Joël Doiron, race director, giving some instructions to our drivers. As you see the wired audio sign in turn number 4, they need to fire there. Good start here. Green flag is out. Robert Delormier back at it, challenging Curtis Caillet for the win. Halfway point, mi-course, Curtis Caillet, your leader, but closes the door here to Robert Delormier in this lap. A little bit of issues for Ricky Thompson, who slips to position at number 5. Scott McGill now running in fourth with Billy Cook in third, Denny Fogg and Kaylin Draper, your top 7. But the race for the lead is still on as Robert Delormier is trying everything to pass Curtis Caillet. Curtis Caillet, votre meneur, mais Robert Delormier toujours à ses trousses. Les deux pilotes présentement seraient qualifiés pour le cash for dash. Alors que Billy Cook a une crevaison arrière droit. Flat tire for Billy Cook. Jason Rose had the same issue a few laps ago, now back with the field, but it's now the veteran driver Billy Cook having a right rear flat tire on his M70 car. We'll have one lap to go in this heat un tour à faire dans cette qualification. Après Jason Rose, c'est au tour de Billy Cook d'avoir une crevaison arrière droit sur sa voiture pour le vétéran pilote. Curtis Caillé, first time out this season for the Cornwall Mazda machine, but not showing any rust whatsoever right now, leading the way. Good way to come back to action, leading over Robert Delorme, who has been strong all season long at every visit that he had here at the Speedway. As we're going back to green, de retour vert. So Caillé, your race leader, we're racing side by side for the lead as Delorme trying a final attempt here with Ricky Thompson in the mix. Green flag. Green-white checker for these drivers as Curtis Caillé leads the way. Ricky Thompson moves up to second, gets a small push from Robert Delorme. We'll see a final lap dash here for these two drivers. So your race winner will be the 28 of Curtis Caillé. Finished 9th last season in the points as Robert Delorme was the second place finisher. These two drivers will be part of the 4-lap dash later on in the evening as heat number 3 is ready to go.
Ready to go green, and a fire swap off of his second win of the season in limited sportsman action at Can-Am. Jessica Power in the number 52 joins him on the front row. Row 2, it's Jonathan Ferguson in the 44 with Jarrett Herberson in the 38J. Daryl Mitchell in the 37M with the 22C of Cedric Govro. Final row, it's Steve Morris in the 28 with the 77 of Ryan Stabler. 8 cars ready to go. 8 laps is the distance. Third and final heat for the next level home improvement sportsman. 358 modifieds waiting in the wings as heat 1 is lined up. Green lights are back on and away we go. Oh, and Jessica Power to the lead. Contact there with Fire Swamp. He gets a little out of shape, loses a couple of spots into the clutches of Daryl Mitchell for the 5 spot. Meanwhile, up in front, it's Jessica Power with the lead. Jared Herberson and Jonathan Ferguson, your top 3, as they head up into turns 1 and 2. Power with the advantage. Oh, Fire goes off the end of the racetrack in turns 1 and 2. Brings it to a crawling pace over there in turn 2, and yellow lights are back on. So right now, the dash for cash is looking like this. It's Thomas Cook, Dominic Merkley, Curtis Caillé, and Robert Delorme as of now. And once again, top 4 drivers from each heat will be inverted for the feature. So 12 total. Set to go green off a turn and number 4. Green lights back on and we're underway. As they head through turns 1 and 2, Jessica Power still gets a great restart, jumps out to a car length and a half advantage over Jared Herberson and Jonathan Ferguson as they dice it up for second and third. Down in front, Daryl Mitchell has got everybody behind him. He's got Ryan Stabler, Cedric Govro, and Steve Morris challenging him for a spot as they make their way through turns 3 and 4. Power on the hammer coming down the front straightaway as Jared Herberson starting to reel her in turns 1 and 2. The 44 of Ferguson settles back there in the 3rd spot. Ferguson with a win here earlier this year on June the 6th. Trying to keep pace with your top 2 drivers. A little bit of smoke showing off the right rear. Could be a bit of a tire rub. We saw it the last heat race with a couple of drivers having problems with the right rear tires. and cutting them as these cars are really rolling over on the right side as you see them coming down the front straightaway. 6 laps in the books now. We've got 2 to go. Jessica Power still with the advantage over Jared Herbison as they head up into turns 3 and 4. White flag in the air this time by, and Jessica Power not only trying to get a heat win, but also trying to lock herself into the dash for cash as they work it through turns 1 and 2. 2.5 car lengths is the advantage as Herbison holds second, Ferguson third, and that's how they're going to finish. It's Jessica Power to victory lane. Second will be Herbison there in the dash for cash. Ferguson, Stabler, and Daryl Mitchell, your top 5 with Steve Morris and Cedric Govro in that order. So Martin Belanger, the dash for cash, it looks like Thomas Cook, Curtis Kaye, Jessica Power, Dominic Merkley, Robert Delorme, and Jared Herbison unofficially part of that big show.
Yeah, will be a pretty interesting mix of 6 cars as Jessica Power and Jared Herbison are continuing their great runs either here at Cornwall or Brockville or other tracks that they run. So as we are going modified action, as the first of 4 heats is on this speedway. Première carte de qualification du côté des modifiés. 10 laps will be the distance, 10 tours pour chacun des qualifs. So we'll have the 15B of Brianna Ledusser, 88 of Jeffrey Lapalme, 90 of Danny Gagné, a feature winner here this season. 151 of Brian McDonald, the 12 of John Mulder, 47S of Corey Wheeler, 01 of Chris Raby, and driving tonight in the 1C will be Mario Claire. You'll see the difference on the 2 cars. Yes, there's a C, but you'll see David Hébert running a little bit of a darker orange on his car, so you'll see the slight difference on the 2 machines tonight on the speedway. Those 2 Payet number 1s as Mario Claire is a feature winner here as well this season. So we go green over live. Danny Gagné to the lead as Ledusser and Lapalme got it together. But Danny Gagné is the race leader. Brianna Ledusser in second, Jeffrey Lapalme battling for that 3rd position with Brian McDonald as McDonald goes to that 3rd position, but issues for John Mulder in turn number 2. Comes to a slow here in the backstretch. John Mulder qui ralentit dans le droit arrière ici, apporte le jaune dans cette qualification. 2 tours de compléter, 2 laps to do. Un petit peu d'accrochage lors de la première relance entre Gagné, Brianna Ledusser et puis Jeffrey Lapalme, mais tout le monde s'en est sorti indemne alors que Gagné a pris les devants dans cette qualification. Danny Gagné avait été extrêmement rapide dans ce genre de conditions de piste il y a quelques semaines. Avait gagné le back to the track 50 il y a quelques semaines. Sera surveillé ce soir évidemment dans la voiture 90. 90 of Danny Gagné will be to watch again tonight here. False start here for Danny Gagné. A little bit premature start for D90. These guys are supposed to fire at the wired audio sign and not before, so everyone is a little bit anxious to go back to green. A good start here for Gagné. Danny Gagné qui prend les commandes sur Brianna Ledusser, Brian McDonald, Corey Wheeler, le top 4. Top 3 in this heat will go to the invert. We have a potential 0 to 12 invert tonight as 47 of Corey Wheeler goes to a 3rd. Wheeler passes Brian McDonald as Lapalme and Mario Claire are in a battle for a position. Mario Claire moving up the ranks in the 1C car tonight. But Danny Gagné leads the way at after point. Ryan McDonald slows in and turn, or stops and turn, and number 4, caution is out for a second time in this heat. Ryan McDonald qui s'arrête dans le tournant numéro 4, le jaune sort. So lineup is good. White flag will be displayed on the field. L'alignement est bon. On donne le drapeau blanc. 5 tours de compléter, 5 tours à faire. 5 laps completed, 5 laps to go. Top 3 to the invert. Everyone qualifies tonight as we have 30 cars on hand for this event, weekend doubleheader. Danny Gagné to the lead, Brian Ladissa running second, Corey Wheeler in third. Marie-Claude challenges Lapin for that fourth position here. Danny Gagné leads the way. Brian Ladissa in second, Corey Wheeler, and now Marie-Claude running in fourth. Was able to pass Lapin using the inside lane here, but Lapin seems pretty strong on the top side, running almost side by side for that position here. White flag will be shown to the drivers. Le blanc est sorti, Danny Gagné qui mène sur Brian Ladissa, Corey Wheeler, Mario Claire, Chris Raby qui veut venir chercher une place au cinquième rang. Checker flag for Danny Gagné. Brian Ladissa, Corey Wheeler, Mario Claire, and Chris Raby. The top 5 for this group: Jeffrey Lapin in 6, Ryan McDonald and John Mulder rounds out the field as we'll be sending heat number 2 on the Speedway, Tim.
Yes, we will. Heat race number 2 coming to the track. It is Matthew Blaver on point in the 73 with the 18 of Louis Jackson. Row 2, Madison Mulder in the 7M alongside of him, Mike Stacy in the 23. Row 3 is coming to Mill in the 13 with the 38 of Luke Whitaker. Final row, Ryan Arbuthnot in the R70 in the 17. That's Tristan Draper. 10 laps is the scheduled distance. All starts and restarts at the Wired Audio Fire Zone there in turn number 4. Jason Aikman looks the field over. Green lights back on and away we go. Blaver to the lead. Jackson powers around the top side. We're almost 3 wide for third, but Luke Whitaker split the difference on Kevin MML and Madison Mulder to move up into the top 3 as we click off lap number 1. It is Matthew Blaver in control, working it off of corner number 2. Jackson and Whitaker, your top 3 at the moment, is Mulder and Hamel dicing it up for 4th and 5th at the moment, bringing it down across the line. 2-car length advantage right now for the 73 of Blaver. The Sorrel native holding on to the lead. Battle is on for second is Louis Jackson. Luke Whitaker having it out for second and third. Whitaker on the inside lane. Jackson trying to hold him at bay as they work through corners 1 and 2. Now Whitaker gets the advantage from the bottom. A little bit more bite down there. He's able to take full advantage of it. Jumps to second. Jackson relegated to third. Mulder pushes way wide in turn number 4. Holding on to fourth. Mike Stacy with a problem in the 23. He goes to the pits. Done for this one. As we work in lap number 5, we're halfway home. 5 down, 5 to go. And Matthew Blaver trying to take the win home, but Luke Whitaker right there to challenge him. The 2018 Canadian National Series champion here, working on the back bumper of Matthew Blaver. Blaver pushes wide, opens the door for Whitaker to try to get by. Couldn't quite do it. The door was shut when he got there. And Whitaker's going to try it again. That inside lane has been very good for him down there on the bottom in corner number 2. We'll see what happens down into turn number 3. Side by side for the lead coming across the line. 3 to go for Blaver as Tristan Draper heads pit side with the 17. Meanwhile, back up front to the leaders The top two are having a battle as they head through 3 and 4. Whitaker down around the bottom. Boisvert still content to run through the middle. 2 to go this time by. Race is far from over with. Matthew Boisvert with the advantage. Whitaker, half car length. He's there. He's to the inside lane into turn number 3. Boisvert drives it to the top side looking for some momentum. Drag race to the line. White flag in the air. Luke Whitaker is your new leader as they head up off of corner number 2. Now Whitaker takes full advantage down the back straightaway. Checkered flag in the air, and Luke Whitaker, persistence pays off. He gets the win. Boisvert goes off of turn number 4, allows Jackson to get through, and Boisvert will cross in third. Mulder will get fourth. Kevin Amell and Ryan Arbuthnot. What a run for Whitaker. Tough break there at the end for Matthew Boisvert. Goes off the end of the racetrack, but he gets credit for third. And that will do it for heat race number 2 as heat number 3 ready to roll trackside now.
Heat number 3, and looking at the lineup, that's a loaded lineup here.
Baked potato?
Yeah, baked potato for sure. Just looking at the guys that are in this lineup, the 66 of Kyle Dingwall, 88 of Lee Ledusser, the 1 of David Hébert, a feature winner this season, 92P of Martin Pelletier. So having quite a season. Several top 3 finishes in Quebec this season. The 96 of GF Corriveau, a 2-time feature winner, the 37S of Gary Lindbergh, and the 37M of Mathieu Desjardins rounds out the field. We go green, on va vert. Carl Dingwall, le meneur. Un peloton impressionnant cette qualification avec plusieurs meneurs, plusieurs champions de piste, plusieurs gagnants cette saison et des pilotes qui ont un excellent début de saison également. Là, je pense à Martin Pelletier, la 92. Mais présentement, c'est Carl Dingwall qui mène. Carl Dingwall, your race leader, in front of David Hébert and the 1 of Lee Ledusser, 37 of Mathieu Desjardins, Gary Lindbergh, and the 37S. 96 of GF Corriveau and the 92P of Martin Pelletier rounds out the field. Battle for the lead here as David Hébert challenges Carl Dingwall. A good move from the 1 car, the Great Canadian Champ here taking the lead over Dingwall. À halfway point, belle manœuvre ici de David Hébert qui prend la mesure de Carl Dingwall pour les commandes de la 3e qualification. Ce soir, en modifié, Carl Dingwall en 2e, Lee Ledusser, Mathieu Desjardins, Gary Lindbergh, GF Corriveau et Martin Pelletier. Donc, David Hébert qui continue à mener cette 3e qualification. David Hébert continue to lead this heat event. Lindbergh took another position here, now sitting in 4th. Battle for that 6th and 7th position between Corriveau and Martin Pelletier. White flag being displayed, le blanc est donné. He will come and get the checker flag. A good run, 41 car of David Hébert, your heat winner. Carl Dingwall in 2nd, Lee Ledusser going to the invert. Gary Lindbergh and Mathieu Desjardins. GF Corriveau and 92P of a lot of competition here tonight as we're speaking about a loaded potato eat there, Tim, as these 2 guys, Gary Lindbergh has been on a hot streak in the Black 37 this season, winning at Brockville last week and yesterday. Mathieu Desjardins, hot shoe as well. All battling for position tonight. Everyone goes to the big dance, but starting position will be key on a fast track like this. Might be a little bit more difficult than usual to pass some cars tonight.
Exactly. The winner, I believe, tonight is going to come from either the first 2 or 3 rows. Any farther back from that, you're going to need a lot of attrition in order to get to the front of the field. So you either better have a really good, fast race car, or you better have a good starting spot tonight, because that's going to be the key to getting to victory lane, especially in the modified side of things. But the man who has been fastest all night long set the new track record tonight in hot laps of the Cornwall Motor Speedway, Joey Ladisser in car number 23 alongside of Jan Bussier in the 21. Row 2 at Steve Bernier, the 25, with Tyler Javok in car number 85. Row 3, Simon Perrault in the number 47 with 89 of Christophe Lupien, final driver on the racetrack. In car number 37, Super Dirt Car Series regular Paul St. Sauveur. 7 cars, 10 laps the distance, fourth and final heat in the 358 modifieds. Jason looks them over, green lights are on, and we're underway. Quickly through turns 1 and 2, Joey Ladisser continues his strong night, opens up a 3-car length lead over Steve Bernier as the 21 of Bussier holding on to third. Then it's Simon Perrault in fourth. Tyler Chavot completing your top 5 at lap number 1. Here comes Steve Bernier. He's found the fast lane around the bottom. Closes in on Joey Ladisser for position number 1. Is Bussier right there with him to challenge from third. Off corner number 4, Ladisser extends the lead now to about 2.5 car lengths. Found his rhythm once again as he works the bottom side off the corner and down the back straightaway. Steve Bernier trying to fend off the 21 of Jan Bussier down in front as your top 5 drivers. Looking off some pretty good laps right now. Battle for fourth as Simon Perrault has that spot. Paul St. Sauveur looking to take it away from him. And he may have the faster race car. And St. Sauveur down on the low side as they battle for position down in front. 4 laps are complete. Now a battle for the 2 spot as Jan Bussier gets to the inside lane on Steve Bernier. Bernier has no part of it. Drives back around him off of turn number 4. In the meantime, Joey Ladisser has pretty much checked down on the field right now. Straightaway advantage for the Alexandria native as he heads up into turns 3 and 4. And down across the line, Ladisser full straightaway lead right now. The 23 machine, 13.33 that last time around for Ladisser. So he's still plenty quick out there, that's for sure, as the 25 of Bernier has been able to fend off the 21 of Jan Bussier for the time being. For spots 2 and 3 at the moment, Perrault, Sauveur, and Tyler Javok, 4th, 5th, and 6th, followed by Christophe Lupien in car number 89, Granby regular, holding on to the final spot of the racetrack. 2 to go as Joey Ladisser sets it up on the bottom of the racetrack. 13.612 that last trip around for Ladisser. So he's starting to get a little bit faster again as he comes off of turn number 4. White flag in the air as they head up into turns 1 and 2. Joey Ladisser continues his strong night. Set quick time earlier today, and he's going to win heat race number 4 for the 358 modifieds. Ladisser the winner. Second spot will go to Steve Bernier. Jan Bussier will cross in third. Paul St. Sauveur gets 4th as Tyler Javot completes the top 5, and Simon Perrault and Christophe Lupien complete the rest of your field. And ladies and gentlemen, that does it for the 358 modifieds. Vintage Super Series ready to get going. First heat event is the cars of the 70s and 80s. Tim McCollman will bring him to green in the 09 out of Kingston. From Merrickville, alongside of him, it's the 13 of Steve Billings. Row 2 from North Augusta, it's Randy Gaudette, alongside of Ryan Como out of Toledo in car number 28. Row number 3, it's Chad Lackey from Merrickville, alongside of Pete Stapper in the 75. Final row, it's Brian Billings in the number 3 from Merrickville, and Jason Powers out of Athens in car number 53. 8 cars ready to go. 8 laps is the distance. Green lights are on, and the Vintage are back underway. Up into turns 1 and 2 they go. Steve Billings, who took over the Kayla Charlin ride tonight. Him and Kayla swapping rides, as Kayla will be in the B3 in the next heat. But right now, Steve leads the way down in front. Timmy McCollman holding on to the 2 spot, and here comes Randy Gaudette down on the inside lane. Gaudette trying to get by McCollman for the 2 spot, as Ryan Como back there in 4th. Jason Powers trying to move from the back of the field. He's alongside of Pete Stapper for 5th, and he gets on by down in front. So Pete Stapper falling back to position number 6 with Brian Billings and Chad Lackey completing the rest of your field. Randy Gaudette is a man on a mission here tonight, picks up the lead, just drove around Tim McCollman for second and looks for the lead around Steve Billings down the front straightaway into turns 1 and 2. Gaudette with 2 wins in vintage action here as they work it down the backstretch. And right now, Steve Billings trying to get back at him up on the top side, and Gaudette drives back around as they head up through turns 1 and 2. 3 laps on the scoreboard. 3 laps are down, 5 to go. We're coming to the halfway point this time by. And right now, Tim McCollman fighting back on the inside lane. McCollman trying to get to second and does so as Jason Powers looks to move in on the top 3 here as he rides in 4th. Ryan Como completing your top 5. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Steve Billings able to fend off Tim McCollman for second, bringing it across the line one more time. Randy Gaudette in control. 3 laps left to go. Battle is on for second. It's a good one right now. McCollman to the inside as Billings went up the racetrack. Loses a bunch of spots. He's going to lose another one to Ryan Como potentially into turn number 3. Meanwhile, Tim McCollman is jumped back into the 2 spot as the 53 of Jason Powers has moved back to 3rd. The battle is on for 4th between Billings and Como for the 4th spot, and Steve Billings will take that back. So a lot of exchange in positions going on amongst the top 5, but the leader has stayed the same pretty much this entire race as Randy Gaudette leads the way at the white flag lap. Into turns 1 and 2 goes Gaudette, trying to hold off Tim McCollman and Jason Powers. Powers tried the outside on McCollman for second. That didn't happen. Checkered flag in the air, and Randy Gaudette back in victory lane once again. Tim McCollman crosses in second, followed by Jason Powers, Steve Billings, Ryan Como, Pete Stepper, and Brian Billings in that order. And that will do it for heat race number 1 in the vintage division. Heat race number 2 ready to go. Family affair on the front row. It is Pat Charlin on the point in the 42, Tim Charlin alongside in the 12, Darrell Wilson in the 00 with Kayla Charlin in the B3. Final row, it's Audie Bedard in the 11 and the 74 of Brian Powley. Coming to green this time by 8 laps once again is the scheduled distance. Second and final heat for the vintage. Mini stock feature will be coming up to the line next. You see Alexis Charbonneau lining up and ready to go. Green lights are on and away we go. And Pat Charlin jumps into the lead. Tim Charlin right there for second. At Brockville a couple of weeks ago, we had Pat, Tim, and Kayla Charlin all finish in the top 3 in this heat race. There could be a potential for this to happen as they head through turns 1 and 2. Darrell Wilson separating them at the moment, running in the 3rd spot, as Audie Bedard and Brian Powley completing your field. Pat Charlin loves running that outside lane here at Cornwall as he works it down across the line. Charlin in control, Pat that is. Tim back there to second, Darrell Wilson for 3rd as the top 4 nose to tail down the back straightaway, and Pat gets a little loose down off the exit of corner number 2. Here comes Tim back after him. Darrell Wilson trying to fend off Kayla Charlin for the 3rd spot as they come down across the line. 3 laps in the record books right now as they lap around Brian Powley. Down across the back straightaway goes your leader, Pat Charlin, into turn number 3. Tim Charlin there for second, and he almost went off the end of the racetrack. And in the meantime, Darrell Wilson got a little out of shape, opened the door for Kayla to get by. So all 3 Charlins once again up into the top 3 as they head down the back straightaway. But much like it was at Brockville a couple of weeks ago, Pat leads the way, Tim in second, Kayla in 3rd as they bring it down across the line. 5 down, 3 to go. Top 3, the entire Charlin family. Then it's the 00 of Darrell Wilson in 4th. 5th right now is Audie Bedard in the 11. Brian Powley 1 lap down to the leaders in 6th. 2 to go this time by is Pat Charlin trying to take it home. Tim way up the racetrack, opening the door for Kayla to close in the B3 machine. Keep in mind, Kayla switching rides with Steve Billings here tonight in the B3, and Steve, of course, in the 13, as you just saw. White flag in the air this time by for Pat Charlin, trying to take home another heat win here in Cornwall as the battle is on for second. Tim Charlin trying to hold off Kayla as they work it down the back straightaway. Checkered flag is in the air this time by, and Pat Charlin will bring it across the line and win heat race number 2 for the Vintage Super Series. Kayla Charlin will cross in second. And Tim Charlin will cross in third. Second time that has ever happened in the vintage division. The entire Charlin family again this year, top 3 in the heat race. So great run for them. And the vintage are complete. The mini stock, the Assist to Sell mini stock division is ready to go next for their feature event here.
If you recall the Back to the Track 50, we had similar track conditions back in June, and he was the feature winner at that point. So these two guys will be to watch for sure.
I totally agree with you on that one. Luke Whitaker is going to be fast as well, and don't count Joey Ladisser, and even Brianna Ladisser and Louis Jackson Jr. might be some dark horses here to possibly pick for a win tonight. But right now it is all about the Assist to Sell mini stock division, and on point will be Alexis Charbonneau in the 49 along with Jan Potvin in the 33. Sylvain Charette goes from third in the 60 along with the 3 of Mike Gaucher. James Clark in the 2X along with the 06 of Jared Galloway. Michael Beaudry in car number 87 along with the 21 of Marc-Andre Voyer. Christian Charbonneau in the 67 with Brian Cross in the 18. Justin Jodway is 22J along with the 88C of Curtis Lindsay. Make up row 6. Brandon McMillan in the 23 completes the field. White flag is in the air. We are about to get this feature event underway. 20 laps the distance for the Assist to Sell mini stock division. And we're ready to go. Off the turns 3 and 4 at the Wired Audio Fire Zone. Alexis Charbonneau and Jan Potvin bring them to green, and we're underway. First time into turns 1 and 2. It is still a drag race down the backstretch, and Potvin jumps into the lead. Charbonneau's got Sylvain Charette right there to his back bumper as they exit turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Lap number 1 is in the books as the battle for position 4 and 5 goes on behind the top 3. James Clark and Mike Gaucher. These two drivers had it out at Brockville for a win a couple of weeks ago, and Gaucher won out that night with Clark in second. Behind them, there's 3 wide for 6, 7, and 8 as Christian Charbonneau went through the middle of Jared Galloway and the 87 of Michael Beaudry down the back straightaway. Problems for Cross, and the number 18 slows considerably on the backstretch, trying to limp it to pit row. Brian Cross will try to get it there. Looks like he may get it there in turn 3. Not going to happen. And Cross ducking off the racetrack, and he will take it to pit road. So Brian Cross done for this one, but Jan Potvin is not done. He leaves lap number 5 down in front. And problems in turn number 4. Mike Gaucher slows with a problem on the outside of corner number 4. Yellow lights are on at lap number 4. Mike, the 2018 mini stock champion here at Cornwall, picked up a win as we talked about at Brockville 2 weeks ago, or last Saturday I should say. Mike also competed last night with the Lightning Sprints and had himself a solid night. Still trying to get used to that car with a wing on it. He's been a staple in the full fendered ranks here at Cornwall and in the area for several seasons. Now getting his first taste of what Lightning Sprints are all about and having a good time doing it for sure. He likes winning, and that's why he's in this mini stock class. But right now, he's going to come from a long way to get it done tonight, and we're ready to go racing as Alexis Charbonneau and Jan Potvin will lead him back to green. Potvin is the race leader. He has the option to choose the high lane, and he will do just that. Green lights back on, and we're underway. Potvin once again out into the lead on the top side. Charbonneau got a little bit loose coming off of corner number 2, and there goes Potvin on by. Meanwhile, batter for the 3 spot is Sylvain Charette battling with James Clark, and now here comes Christian Charbonneau to the inside lane as They battle for fourth and fifth, and Christian gets the better of James Clark down the back straightaway. And now we've got Jan Potvin and Sylvain Charette, 1 and 2. Then it's a pair of Charbonneaus in third and fourth, rather, as Alexis leads Christian into turns 1 and 2. The 2 of James Clark backsliding here to the 5 spot. Good battle going on behind the top 5 for position number 6, as the 22 of Justin Jodway has it. 21 of Marc-Andre Voyer trying to take it away from him down across the line. Top 2 have broken away from the rest of the field. Good battle on now for positions 3, 4, and 5, as Alexis and Christian Charbonneau having it out for third. Here comes James Clark. 3 wide, and he clips Christian Charbonneau into turn number 3. Everybody streams it out, though, as we click off lap number 9 here. It is still Jan Potvin in control of the field as they're working off corner number 2 and down the back straightaway. Sylvain Charette there for second. Good battle still going on for spot number 3. Christian Charbonneau has it. Alexis trying to take it away off of turn number 4 and down across the line. James Clark, Justin Jodway, Marc-Andre Voyer, Brandon McMillan, Mike Gauchier, Mikel Baudry, Jared Galloway, and Curtis Lindsay completing your field. And Clark with a problem in the 2. Slows it to the high side of the back straightaway, and James Clark's dominant run will end here tonight and will not win this one, unfortunately for him. Right now, we got 10 laps left to go, and Jan Potvin very much in this thing. Sylvain Charette holding on to second. Then it's the Charbonneau battle between Alexis and Christian as they dice it up for third and fourth at the moment as they head down into turns 1 and 2. Christian on the high lane. Alexis Charbonneau on the bottom. Justin Jodway has now moved it up into spot number 5 as Marc-Andre Voyer and Brandon McMillan having it out for 6th and 7th at the moment. Mike Gauchier still trying to work his way from the back of the field. Gauchier had problems early on in this one. Had to restart at the tail of the field and is making his way towards the front ever so slowly, but he's running out of time to catch Jan Potvin and Sylvain Charette. They've been at each other all race long, separated by about a car length and a half, or make it 2 now down the back straightaway as Charette starts to close in turn number 3. Off of turn number 4, still Jan Potvin with the lead down across the line. Straightaway advantage for your top 2 as we work lap number 14. 67 of Christian Charbonneau with a 49 of Alexis Charbonneau. Still there at each other for third and fourth. Jodway holds on to 5th. Marc-Andre Voyer trying to close in on him. He rides in 6th right now. Mike Gauchier trying to take a spot away from Brandon McMillan and does so. Gauchier moves to the 7th spot. As we work in lap 15, the lead battle is heating up now. Sylvain Charette has been saving something for the end, although he gets a little out of shape in turn 4. Goes way up the racetrack, and Jan Potvin pulls away. And Charette, not sure, he may have a mechanical issue with that 60 machine, and he is slowing considerably now in turn number 2, trying to pick the speed back up down the backstretch. He's well out of the way of everybody down into turn number 3 right now. Slows again in turn number 4. Alexis Charbonneau gets into him, and Charette back to the number 4 spot. And definite problems with the 60 of Sylvain Charette, but right now no problems up front for Jan Potvin. A healthy straightaway lead, and then a little extra for the man out of Val-de-Mont, Quebec, as they hustle down the back straightaway. Jan Potvin well in control right now. White flag being displayed this time by, and Jan Potvin had a great battle with Sylvain Charette through the majority of this race. Holds on to the lead. It's Christian Charbonneau and Alexis Charbonneau, 2nd and 3rd. Justin Jodway and Marc-Andre Voyer, the top 5, checkered in the air. Win number 1 of 2020 for Jan Potvin takes the victory. 2nd spot will go to the 67 of Christian Charbonneau. Alexis Charbonneau crosses in 3rd. Jodway will hold on for 4th, and Marc-Andre Voyer will cross in 5th. Mike Gauchier from the back of the field will finish up 6th. Brandon McMillan, Michael Baudry, and Jared Galloway will complete the remaining drivers on track. So that wraps up the Assist to Sell mini stock division. We are ready to go now with the 4-lap dash for cash for the Next Level Home Improvement Sportsman division. And we'll go to a very quick intermission and then come right back with the 358 modifieds. Again, Potvin back in victory lane here in Cornwall. His first win of 2020, and Martin Belanger is there to greet him.
Yes, thanks, Tim. A new car for Yannick Potvin, sporting a new number as well. We used to see him as the 17 in the past, but new number, new car, but same results for Yannick Potvin. Première victoire cette saison pour Yannick Potvin, comme je mentionnais. Nouvelle voiture, nouveau numéro, même résultat, victoire ce soir à Cornwall. Il sort de sa voiture, le 33 de Yannick Potvin. His pit crew is coming with the face covering here. Son membre d'équipe qui arrive avec Yannick. Félicitations, belle victoire. Je mentionnais une nouvelle voiture, nouveau numéro ce soir. Même résultat, on termine avec la victoire sans Cornwall. Piste extrêmement rapide également.
Oui, elle était comme je l'aime, elle était collante. Puis en haut, en bas, il y avait tous les groupes que tu pouvais choisir. Puis je veux dire un gros merci aux Sabourins. Le char il était parké, ça fait des années, puis il n'a quasiment pas coursé. Puis je les ai convaincus de l'amener aux courses. Puis un gros merci aux Sabourins.
Une belle façon d'amener cette voiture-là dans le stock des vainqueurs. Une voiture extrêmement rapide. Là. On sait, les 4 cylindres, là, vous êtes extrêmement forts cette saison. Beaucoup de bonnes voitures. James Clark, Sylvain Charest de Maniwaki te donnait du fil à retordre. Il y a eu de la misère un petit peu à la fin. Mais somme toute, une belle victoire ce soir.
Ah ouais, c'était vraiment le fun. Puis avoir une piste de même, je peux rien demander mieux.
Des gens à remercier?
Ah, je veux remercier GM, puis encore les Sabourins, Kevin, puis Alexandre de me laisser conduire leur voiture.
Félicitations pour ta victoire, Yannick.
Merci beaucoup.
So Yannick Potvin, the feature winner here tonight in the mini stock. He was mentioning that this car, the 33, as I was saying, this is a car that was parked for a few years. The Sabourin brothers had that car parked. So what he did is he just convinced the family to pull the car from the parking area, and that's a quick machine here. He had some great results at Brockville last week as well, and tonight he's back in the winner's circle. So he's pretty happy to win, and he says that the track, while everyone is noticing it tonight, but the track is in pristine conditions, and he's really enjoying those types of conditions. So good round of applause for Yannick Potvin, your mini stock feature winner, as we're getting ready for the 4-lap dash for cash sponsored by Govro Transport. So Tim, back up to you.
Thank you so much, Martin Belanger, and the success he did have at Brockville 1 week ago. Yannick Potvin collected a 4th place finish in his first run of the season at the Boss, and in victory lane here tonight in Cornwall. And Mart, of course, he'll be back down there for the interview for the Dash for Cash for the Sportsman coming up here in just a few moments. So the lineup for the Sportsman Dash for Cash looks like this. Thomas Cook will go away from the pole in the 35 with a 28 of Curtis Kaye. Row 2 is Jessica Power in the 52, and Dominic Merkley in the 78. D final row, Robert Delormier, the 1X, and the 38 of Jarrett Herberson. That is your lineup here. 6 cars, 4 laps. Little extra cash on the line to these drivers here tonight. Curtis Kaye needing a little extra assistance to get started here. And Dominic Merkley and Jarrett Herberson still waiting to join the field here in just a couple of minutes. And Herberson makes his way out right now as, once again, we appreciate everybody joining us once again on 360nitro.tv. And those of you who are able to be in attendance with us tonight, we thank you very, very much for supporting us. And thanks to everybody for supporting us in 2020. And Dominic Merkley also having problems getting going with his ride, and Merkley gets it fired up now. Curtis Kaye still having problems getting it going. We've pushed him the entire length of the racetrack, And working lap 2 for him on the front end of the tow truck, so hopefully he can get that car fired. And still trying to get it done. Don't think it's going to happen. So track crew's going over there to ask Curtis if he can get it refired or not. If not, we will have to go with 5 drivers in this one. And it looks like Curtis does get it going finally. And it looks like he's going to stay on track here.
All right, Chris, I'll let you get around. Keep going around. Go catch up to the bunches. 28, go catch up with the bunches.
And Curtis Kaye will join the field. So good news for him. And Curtis will get his initial starting spot back. Lineup is Thomas Cook, Curtis Kaye, Jessica Power, Dominic Merkley, Robert Delormier, and Jarrett Herberson. That is how they are ready to line up. 4 laps. $300 total, $200 for the winner, $100 for the runner-up. So that is how things are going to shape up. The rest of them are just going to use this as an extra test session if they can't get it going to the top 2 spots. Thomas Cook was quick in his qualifying heat race. Curtis Kaye, he also won his heat as well, as did Jessica Power. So keep your eye on those 3 drivers, but don't forget about Jarrett Herberson, Robert Delormier. They're right there behind him. Dominic Merkley, he is also looking to make a name for himself in this division as well. Second full-time year in this class. As they head into turns 3 and 4, the Sportsman Dash is ready to go green. Jason Aikman's going to look the field over. Green lights are on, and away we go. Cook with the lead into turn number 1. Curtis Kaye to the outside. Jessica Power down on the bottom. They drag race into turns 3 and 4, and Power will get the 2 spot as they come across the line this time by Thomas Cook, pulling away down in front by 3 car lengths. Power trying to catch him in turn number 1. Off of corner number 2, Cook washes a little bit wide, and Jessica Power starting to reel him in turn number 3 once again, but she pushes up the racetrack in turn 3. Cook gets away down in front with 2 laps left to go. Curtis Kaye holding on to 3rd. Then it's Robert Delormier, Dominic Merkley, and Jarrett Herberson. That is your running order. Into turns 3 and 4. White flag in the air this time by. Final trip around for Thomas Cook. The final cash spot is on the line. Jessica Power has it. Curtis Kaye and Robert Delormier trying to take it away. Delormier looking for 3rd around Curtis Kaye into turn number 3. It looks like he's going to get it, but Thomas Cook is going to win the dash for cash. Jessica Power will get the final spot for the money, and she'll cross in 2nd. Robert Delormier, Curtis Kaye, Dominic Merkley, and Jarrett Herberson will complete the rest of your field. So that will do it. And Thomas Cook will get the win. Extra $200 in his pocket going back to Hogansburg, New York. Jessica Power, although she did finish 2nd, she will get an extra $100 for her efforts tonight.
Hey! Salut à vous tous! Steve Bertillon du 360nitro.tv. Avez-vous passé un beau Noël jusqu'à date? Avez-vous une belle petite soirée de Noël? Bon, moi j'ai eu du fun quand même, là, même si t'as restreint comme personne dans la maison. Mais bu un peu de vin, hein, pour oublier cette soirée-là. Mais eu du fun quand même, Mais il manquait un petit quelque chose. Puis là, ça fait plusieurs semaines que je pense à ça, puis je me dis, faut faire de quoi. Le jour de l'an s'en vient, puis... écoute, j'aimerais ça que tout le monde, on se réunisse tous pour un party virtuel. Le mercredi, le 30 décembre, dès 19h30. On va allumer le live 360. On allume le live. Puis, on va parler avec différents intervenants. On va raconter des anecdotes de quoi pour s'amuser. Puis même si t'aimes pas les courses, là, peu importe, je vous le dis, là, joins-toi à nous pareil, tu vas aimer ça. Tu vas aimer ce genre de soirée-là. On va essayer de faire des choses hors des sentiers battus. ça va être le fun. Je vous le dis, ça va être le fun. Puis il va y avoir plein de surprises, hein? Plein de surprises. Il va y avoir des tirages. On a plusieurs prix à remettre. C'est sûr, il faut t'écouter l'émission pour ça. Si t'écoutes pas l'émission, mais just too bad, tu sais. Mais je te le dis, présente-toi à l'émission, partage la vidéo. Écoute, vous allez avoir du fun, c'est sûr et certain. C'est le party. T'es tout seul chez vous, de quoi? Tu seras pas tout seul. On va avoir du fun, puis tellement du fun que j'ai décidé de cohabiter avec le risque. Oui, tellement, là, j'aime tellement le risque là, que ma femme va co-animer avec moi. Hein? C'est aimé le risque, ça? Qu'est-ce qu'il y a?
Toast-toi.
Ah,
Allez.
ça commence bien, hein? Là, ouais, là, on a pas toute la veillée, là.
Calme-toi, Noir. Calme-toi. Bon. Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2, 1, 2. Et oui, je vais co-animer avec Steve. Je vais sûrement vous apprendre des petites anecdotes au sujet de M. Nitro. Et on va sûrement s'amuser, c'est sûr, certain. Alors, on vous attend mercredi le 30 décembre à 19h30. On ne veut pas manquer ça.
As the modifieds roll trackside, it's David Hebert on point in the number 1 along with the 38 of Luke Whitaker. Row number 2 is going to find Danny Gagne along with the 23 of Joey Lannister. Row number 3 is going to find the 15 of Brianna Lannister with the 18 of Louis Jackson. Kyle Dingwall in the 66 along with Steve Bernier in the 25. Row 5, it's Corey Wheeler in the 73 of Matthew Boisvert. Row 6, Lee Lannister in the 88 with the 21 of Jan Boussier. Row 7, Mariel Clare in the 22 with the 7 of Madison Mulder. Row number 8, Gary Lindberg in the 37L with the 37 of Paul St. Sauveur. Row number 9, it's Chris Raby in the 01 with Kevin Amell in the 13. Row number 10, Matthew Desjardins in the 37M with the 85 of Tyler Giveau. Row number 11 is going to be Jeffrey LaPalme in the 88 with Ryan Arbuthnot in the R70. JF Corvo in the 96 along with the 47 of Simone Perroche here. Row 12. Row 13, Brian McDonald, the 151 with the 92 of Martin Pelletier. Row number 14, Christophe Lupien in the 89L with the 12 of John Mulder. Final row 15, starting 29th is Tristan Draper in the number 17 and Mike Stacy in the number 23 machine. 50 laps will be the distance, all green flag laps. We will not count cautions. There will be one lucky dog or easy pass. That means the driver that is first driver, that is one lap down to the leaders, will get their lap back and will rejoin at the tail end of the lead lap before we restart the event. Couple of quick pace laps allow the temperatures inside of these 358 modifieds Chevrolet and Ford power plants to get to temperature here as the field rolls around the quarter mile here at the Cornwall Motor Speedway, and you're watching it live on 360nitro.tv and watching it live right here at the Cornwall Motor Speedway like we are up here in the tower. Pace truck will be ready to head for safer grounds as the next time these drivers come by, they will be at full song. And staying caution here, we've got, I believe, something in turn number 3, a piece of debris over there or something, so we'll stay caution. And there it is right there. Track crew member getting that off the racetrack. And we are set to go racing. Track is clear, white flag. Going to be displayed this time by Jason Aikman. Will have them in his control. The next time by, they will be at full song. White flag in the air. And it will be David Hebert and Luke Whitaker on the front row. As the field works in turns 1 and 2 and down the back straightaway. Pace truck is at full song, heading off the back straightaway in turn number 3. Jason Aikman has him in his control. Ladies and gentlemen, the 358 Modifieds are green in Cornwall. Quickly through 1 and 2, the great Canadian champion jumps into the lead. David Hebert into turn number 3. Luke Whitaker, Danny Gagne, Joey Lannister, and Brianna Lannister. Your top 5 as they click off lap number 1. Top 3 breaking away early on here. Joey Lannister is not going to let that happen, though. He closes in on Danny Gagne for position number 3 as up on the top side of the racetrack. Louis Jackson Jr. trying to make some room in the early going as Brianna Lannister takes the 4th spot away from Joey off of corner number 2. So Brianna on the charge here in the early going. Meanwhile, no change at the front of the field. David Hebert with about a 3-car length advantage over Luke Whitaker. Danny Gagne is still there for the 2 spot. Brianna Lannister is 4th, followed by Joey Lannister in 5th, and he has got some quality drivers behind him as Kyle Dingwall and Louis Jackson trying to fight their way by, and they will do so into turn number 1. Dingwall and Jackson moving up to 5th and 6th. Joey Lannister having problems with that 23 machine. Looks like the handling has gone away early on in this contest as he is backpedaling through this field rather quickly as they head down the back straightaway. Your leader, David Hebert, in turn number 3 and off of corner number 4 and down the front straightaway. David Hebert in control. Picks up his 125th career Dirt Car 358 modified win 1 week ago at Autodrome Granby, and would love nothing better than to break that tie and hold 6th spot on the all-time list by himself as Dave Hayslip and David Hebert tied for that position on the leaderboard. But right now, David Hebert with the lead in turn number 3. Luke Whitaker some half a straightaway back in 2nd. Battle is on for the 3 spot right now as Danny Gagne has the position. Brianna Lannister lurking back there in spot number 4, trying to take it away with Kyle Dingwall in 5th. As they head down the back stretch into turns 3 and 4. 9 laps already into this 50-lap contest. The next hurdle for David Hebert to get over is going to be traffic, and right now these drivers are going to have to figure out a way to get through the traffic as Hebert gets by on the inside lane in turn number 1. Gets by the 89 of Christophe Lupien down the back straightaway. Now the 17 of Tristan Draper will be his next victim, as will Martin Pelletier. So Hebert picking his way through the traffic rather cleanly. Luke Whitaker about a straightaway behind in spot number 2. No pressure from behind. Just trying to focus on running down the 1 of Hebert as they work it up into turn number 3 and 4 and down across the line. Behind the top 2, Danny Gagne continues to work the inside lane, holding on to 3rd. For the 15 of Brianna Lannister, she's having a good run. Solid run so far for her, holding on to 4th. Keep in mind, Brianna has a Sportsman win earlier this year in that 15 Olsen Fab ride. Meanwhile, behind her, 2-time track champion Kyle Dingwall puts a couple of tires towards the inside portion of the infield to try to get some bite down low behind Dingwall in the 5 spot as the 25 of Steve Bernier and Corey Wheeler, the defending track champion, trying to battle each other for position down across the line. Bernier holds on to 6th with Wheeler in 7th. 8th is Mario Claire. 9th to Lee Lannister. Gary Lindbergh completes the top 10 as we work in lap 15 already. Now we got Kevin Amell going around in corner number 2. Yellow lights are on. Quick opening 15 laps in this 50-lap contest for the 358 Modifieds, and David Hebert continues his strong season leading the way, but he was really having no problems through this traffic at all, Hebert.
No, he found the inside lane here at the Speedway, and it was working well for him as Kevin Amell, as Tim was mentioning, having issues in turn number 2. Was able to leave on his own power here, but yeah, David Hebert, using all his experience, has kept his distance from Luke Whitaker, running in 2nd. Good run for Brianna Lannister right now, running in 4th. So David Hebert will have a clean track for probably until halfway point if there's no any other caution, as it took about 10 laps in the first run for David Hebert to join the slower cars. Donc David Hebert qui, vous l'avez vu, a atteint les voitures retardataires au 10e tour, manœuvrait bien dans ces conditions-là, utilisant la ligne intérieure. Avait une bonne distance sur Luke Whittaker, Danny Gagné en 3e. Belle performance pour la voiture 15 de Brianna Leduseur, qui est présentement 4e. Il faudra surveiller certains pilotes tels que Carl Dingwall et puis Steve Bernier qui sont dans le top 6 présentement. Carl Dingwall and Steve Bernier are currently in the top 6. These guys will be to watch. Corey Wheeler, and also right now completing the top 10 is Gary Lindberg. This driver started 15, so he gained 5 positions in the first 15 laps. So this first caution will give him a chance to get closer to the leaders and might get a few other positions for the two-time winner this season, having a strong last week with 2 winning on both Saturdays. As we were saying earlier on, Brockville last week dominated the 35 laps over Ryan Arbuthnot, and he won last night at his home track in Merrittville as GF Corriveau is stopping in front of the grandstands here, wanted some instructions from the flagman. So
yeah, it's Gary Lindberg. You mentioned I talked to a few people about that win there last week for Lindberg, and I said he looked like kind of like what Danny O'Brien used to do there. He was getting incredible restarts. He would pull 4 or 5 car links on a restart, which is, you don't see that very often, especially at Brockville with how tough the field is. And he made it look rather easy. But Gary, of course, out of Ridgeway, Ontario, the 2019 Merrittville Speedway track champion. Glad to see Gary here with us tonight. Trying to keep the roll going, and much like a few other drivers, trying to race wherever and whenever he can. JF Corriveau will get into line here, and we'll be ready to go. Talked about David Hebert during that last green flag run. Hebert, of course, picked up career win number 125 in a 358 modified. Currently shares the number 6 spot on the all-time list with Hall of Famer and former track champion here, Dave Hayslip, at 125 apiece. A win tonight could put him in sole possession of 6th spot on the all-time list. Hebert is the control car. He'll lead him back to green. We got 15 laps complete, 35 to go. Still a ways to go in this contest as they work it through 3 and 4. Green lights back on, and we're underway. Hebert keeps it tucked right to the bottom and able to get away from Luke Whittaker as Danny Gagné and Brianna Ladisser clear Kyle Dingwall for spots 3 and 4. Now Gagné going after the 38 and Whittaker down the front straightaway. Meanwhile, behind the top 5, Steve Bernier trying to make his own lane up around the top shelf. He's closing in on Kyle Dingwall, and he is wheel to wheel with him into turn number 3. Bernier on the top side looking for spot number 5 around Dingwall off of turn number 4 and still can't quite get there though. Behind them, Mario Claire, the team car to David Hebert, getting around the 47 of Corey Wheeler, pair of former track champions going at it for position number 7 as David Hebert continues to flex his muscle as he leads the way by 5 car lengths. We got Jeffrey LaPalme off the top side of corners 3 and 4 at lap number 18, and that will bring the caution flag back out. 32 laps left to go right now. David Hebert, Luke Whittaker, Danny Gagné, and Brianna Ladisser in dispute over 5th between Dingwall and Steve Bernier at the moment, but we'll straighten that out. Martin Peltier will be the lucky dog or the recipient of the easy pass. He will get back on the lead lap here according to timing and scoring. David Hebert looks pretty quick out there, the St. Damas, Quebec native. David, a 4-time champion of the Hoosier Tire Weekly Racing Series Championship that's awarded at the Dirt Car Banquet for the best 16 finishes that, it was awarded for the best 16 finishes that they receive throughout the year. They accumulate points throughout the season, and David has won that coveted title 4 times in his career. unseated last year by Matt Williamson.
It shows the consistency that this guy gets, the top 16 finishes.
Right.
It's a tough field, 358 modifieds, either where he runs in Quebec or here in Cornwall. So being able to get that title 4 times, it shows all the talent that this guy has.
Pretty incredible deal for sure, and David will see how he fares on this next restart. Got a pretty good restart. He knows that inside lane is pretty good, and Whitaker knows that as well. So Luke's going to have to either tuck in behind Hebert on this next start or try to figure out some creative way to get around him on the top side, because David is not getting off the bottom. Neither is Danny Gagne, so Brianna Lannister is going to have to find a way to the bottom as well. Steve Bernier looked pretty quick on the top side. He lines up to the outside of row number 3 with Kyle Dingwall. Green lights back on, and Hebert gets a good start. Whitaker tucks in behind him as they head up into turns 1 and 2, and Brianna Lannister shoots to the top side of the racetrack, looking for third around Danny Gagne, as Luke Whitaker just in front of her for second, and Brianna Lannister on the move from fourth to second in 1 corner. Lannister to the 2 spot as they head up into turns 1 and 2. We got caution on the racetrack for Madison Mulder. Pulls it to the infield, but he was in harm's way, and the caution flag will fly. And we'll see who was second at the completion of that last lap. We'll figure it out here in just a moment. And Brianna Lannister is going to restart in the number 2 position here. So David Hebert will have a new dance partner on this next start. 19 laps are down, 31 left to go. Assist to sell Sportsman, 50 lapper to go next. Then we'll close out the night with the Vintage division for their 20 lap feature go. So, David Hebert, the race leader, will give you the full field rundown here in just a couple of seconds as we get it up here. David Hebert, the leader, Brianna Lannister, Luke Whitaker, Danny Gagne, and Steve Bernier, the unofficial top 5. Actually, Kyle Dingwall is now 5th. Bernier to 6th. Corey Wheeler is now in position number 7. 8th is Mario Clare, Gary Lindbergh 9th, and Lee Lannister having a good run for Jim Primrose, holding on to the 10th spot. Yann Boussier is 11th, Ryan Armathot 12th, Matthew Boisvert 13th, Matthew Desjardins 14th, 15th Louis Jackson, 16th Joey Lannister, 17th Tyler Javog, 18th J.F. Corriveau, Brian McDonald 19th, and 20th is Martin Pelletier, Kevin Amell 21st, Jeffrey LaPalme 22nd, Madison Mulder 23rd, Simon Perrault 24th, John Mulder the top 25, Christophe Lupien 26th, Chris Raby 27th, 28th Tristan Draper 29th, Paul St. Sauveur, and that is your unofficial running order at this time. So field is doubled up, and we are going to state caution one more lap as we'll get Madison Mulder's machine off the racetrack. Madison, a 3-time winner at the Mohawk International Raceway in 358 modified action, will not win here tonight, unfortunately for him. White flag being displayed. David Hebert, the race leader. Brianna Lannister, boy, was she strong on that last restart. Went from 4th to 2nd and passed 2 really good race cars to get there. When you go by Luke Whitaker and Danny Gagne, you know you've done something right. And now she lines up alongside the man who has won 125 races in a 358 modified. David Hebert, as we set to go back to green. Jason Aikman has him in his control. Green lights back on around the way. Oh my, we got a pile up in turns 3 and 4. A 4-car tangle over there on the start. The yellow lights are on. Everybody being instructed to get into single file formation as the only lane open is down on the bottom. So single file formation around the bottom, at least for now, as big pile up over there. It looked like, from my vantage point, just a couple of cars got together and they all spun. Looks like Martin Pelletier, Kevin Amell, Ryan Arbathon is also involved over there. One other car, I'm not able to see who that is. Looks like maybe Jeffrey LaPalme in the number 88. But we'll check it as they come by. Tyler Javog is actually one of the drivers involved over there. The Ottawa native, car number 85. So we'll try this restart once again. We did not complete lap number 20, so we're still at lap 19 with 31 laps left to go. Once again, David Hebert gets a pretty good restart that time. Was able to get away from Brianna on that initial start. Brianna knows how good the inside lane is. It's where she wants to be, and Martin Peltier is taking his ride to pit road. And that is Jeffrey LaPalme over there in car number 88. Jeffrey, a native of Saint-Césaire, Quebec. I spent many a days in that area when my stepfather and former track champion here, Mark Hitchcock, drove for the Robert and Suzanne Morin team, the old Miller Genuine Draft 09 back in the day. And their shop is located in that area. Jeffrey from there. Looks like he is going to hit the business end of the tow truck tonight, unfortunately for Jeffrey, who's made a quick progression here over the last few seasons. A couple of years ago, he was running a pro stock and decided he had enough of that, jumped into a Sportsman car for a half a season, then jumped right into a 358 modified, and has not had the success that he was hoping for, at least for now, and it appears that Tyler Javogue is going to get hooked up as well in car number 85, an unfortunate break for him, so he will get towed back to pit road. Jeffrey has 2 starts with us in 2020, a 20th, his best finish on June the 6th. Tyler Javogue looking to make his first start of the year with us a good one. Will not have a good finish tonight, unfortunately. So David Hebert, our race leader still. He's led every lap so far. David, a best finish of 5th this season on June the 6th. Brianna Ladisser, her best finish of the year. She's actually run very well, just the finishes have not really shown it. 16th, her best finish on June the 28th. But keep in mind, she did win a 50-lap Sportsman feature here earlier this season. Luke Whitaker aboard the number 38th, the 2018 Canadian National Series champion. Best finish of 7th on June 28th here at Cornwall. Danny Gagne, of course, he won our first race of the season on June 6th. Kyle Dingwall, he was not sure if he was going to even pull the car out of the garage this year. He decided the latter part of the season to make a couple of starts at Brockville, and of course here tonight. The Iroquois native will line up 5th, 2-time track champion. Will line up to the inside of row number 3 as the restart being delayed for another lap here. White flag will be displayed. It's a bear, your race leader, Brianna Ladisser, Luke Whitaker, Danny Gagne, Kyle Dingwall, Steve Bernier, Corey Wheeler. Mario Clare has jumped up through the field nicely. Mario started back in position number 13 and has made his way up to 8th. Gary Lindbergh now 9th, and Lee Ladisser completes the top 10. We're ready to go green in turns 3 and 4. David Hebert is your leader. Green lights back on and we're underway. Hebert jumps up into the lead. Ladisser is going to settle into 2nd. Whitaker gets by Danny Gagne for the 3 spot. And now we're side by side for 4th again with Kyle Dingwall and Steve Bernier. Come down across the line. Bernier able to get the spot away as they work it through turns 1 and 2. And David Hebert is a rocket ship tonight. Already about the 6-car length advantage over Ladisser as Danny Gagne works his car to the top side. 3 wide for 4th, and Steve Bernier, what a move to the top side. Picks up 2 spots. He goes to the 4th spot, looking to get around Brianna Ladisser for position number 3. As they head up into turns 3 and 4, Steve Bernier is on the gas. He picks up 3 spots in a lap and a half as they head up to turns 1 and 2. Now Bernier slides into the cushion in turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Meanwhile, your leader, David Hebert, working the bottom side of of the Speedway, off of turn number 4 and across the line. Gagne still there for second, followed by Steve Bernier. Fourth is still Brianna Lannister, who shifted her lane up to the top side. She holds on to fourth. Luke Whitaker is still fifth. Kyle Dingwall battling with Mario Claire as he sneaks down to the low side of the racetrack, trying to get around Dingwall for the number 6 spot, and will do just that. So Mario Claire continuing to move forward. Battle going on for the lead, though, at the halfway point. Hébert has it. Gagne trying to take it away from him. Up in a 1 and 2. Gagne's got that car wound around the top side of the Speedway. A lot of bite around the top shelf, as well as down around the bottom where David Hébert is. Looks like the bottom's pretty good through turns 1 and 2, but the top side in 3 and 4 is a little bit better. As Danny Gagne, car got a little tight on him going into turn number 2, but he'll make up the difference in turn number 3. Watch Gagne, he's going to put it to the cushion and put the car right around the top side. Closes in on David Hébert for the lead in turn number 1. 27 laps are complete, and Danny Gagne is flexing his muscle in the late going. Into turn number 3, Gagne once again to the cushion in corner number 3 and 4, and down across the line where side by side for the lead. It's Gagne in control right now as he gets by off the top side of corner number 2. Danny Gagne, your new race leader, is Ryan Arbison slow on the back straightaway. We'll keep our eye on him. Yellow lights are back on with now 29 laps in the books. 21 to go, and Danny Gagne, oh my, what a move to take over the lead. David Hébert, I don't think he realized he was up there, and Danny Gagne, win number 2 of the year, possibly?
Yeah, possibly. These guys, we're talking about him and Joey Ledsaw earlier on. These guys like these types of tracks, and the outside lane is starting to work out for a lot of drivers, Tim, as we saw Steve Bernier getting that third position as on using the same move as Gagne. So it'll be to watch. We'll have to watch what Brianna Ledsaw will do, as we'll do a side-by-side restart here. So maybe a slight advantage for the 15B of Ledsaw, as she did the same trick earlier on, moving up from 4th to 2nd using that lane. So she might have another trick up her sleeve in this upcoming restart.
Absolutely, you just never know, right? And we'll see how it all shapes out. Danny Gagne, of course, the 2017 Autodrome Drummond Sportsman Track Champion. 2 career wins in the 358 Modified. One of those came, I believe it was last year at Plattsburgh, and the other one right here this year. So Danny, a lot of great runs in sportsman action, and right now he is trying to put his modified experience to good use here, and he's going to have to rely on any kind of experience that he has, because he knows how good David Hébert is here. Keep in mind, David Hébert won his first ever 358 modified feature right here in Cornwall in 2002. I remember that because my stepdad was the victim of that race, finishing second, but hey, couldn't have gone to a better guy. Joey Lannister making his way back on the 23 since setting the track record tonight. He has had a tough night with handling on that car, and we'll see what kind of finish he can salvage tonight. So Joey back out in the 23, but Danny Gagne is the race leader at lap 29. Green lights are on, and away we go. And once again, Gagne to the lead. David Hébert able to keep pace with him this time. And here comes Brienne on the top side of the racetrack, trying to fend off Steve Bernier for third. Down across the line they go. It's Lannister and Bernier at each other for third and fourth. And Brianna rockets back around the top side. She goes to the 3 spot as Bernier relegated to 4th. And now Mario Claire from 13th to the top 5 at lap number 31. Mario Claire, the David Hébert team car, is on a mission here tonight, driving from the mid portion of the field up into the top 5. Meanwhile, down across the line, Danny Gagne, hammer down into turn number 1 on that cushion on the top side. He holds the race lead. David Hébert and Brianna Lannister, your top 3 still. Battle on for position number 4. Here comes Mario Claire down around the inside portion of the racetrack. He holds the number 5 position at the moment. But Luke Whitaker sees the opportunity. That outside lane is open, and he's looking to get by Claire for a spot down the back chute. Claire's going to fend him off, though, into turn number 3, but off of 4. Whitaker will get the advantage off the corner. So Luke Whitaker back into the top 5 as we work in lap 34 of this 50-lap contest. David Hebert right there, stalking the 90 of Danny Gagne down the front straightaway as Simon Perrault around on the front straightaway in the infield. Yellow lights back on once again. So Ryan Arbuthnot, his tough night continues as well. He heads to pit road. Now it seems like now the outside lane is now the preferred groove as everybody's kind of burnt up the inside lane. But the problem is if you want to get by somebody and you're a little bit faster, you're going to have to go to the bottom here. Mario Claire tried that on the last couple of laps to get by Steve Bernier, and it cost him the 5th spot as Luke Whitaker drove back around him. Mario Claire there for 6th. Gary Lindbergh 7th. Kyle Dingwall has lost a few spots. He's back to the 8th spot. 9th is Corey Wheeler, and 10th is Louis Jackson. 11th to Yann Bussière. 12th to Matthew Desjardins. 13th Matthew Boisvert rather. 15th to Lee Lannister. 16th Brian McDonald. 17th is the 96 of J.F. Corriveau. 17th the 92 of Mark Peltier. 18th, John Mulder in the 12, 19th, Kevin Amell, and 20th is the 89 of Christophe Lupien. 21st, unofficially, is the 47 of Simon Perrault. White flag in the air this time. We're going to go green next trip around, and Danny Gagne will once again elect the outside lane on the restart. Keep your eye on that outside lane. It's going to be the quick way around. We'll see if Steve Bernier can take full advantage and get around David Hebert for the race lead. We'll see what happens. 35 are down, 15 laps left to go. Danny Gagne and David Hebert. Green lights back on, and we're underway. And once again, Danny Gagne to the outside lane, but David Hebert holds court on the bottom. They're wheel-to-wheel in turn number 3. Gagne drives it deep into the corner. Up off the top side, Gagne will complete lap number 36 as your race leader, but David Hebert has found something on the bottom in turn number 2. Trying to pull even turns with Gagne. It's not going to work as now Steve Bernier has pulled up into the 3 spot, but David Hebert is right there lurking on the back bumper of Gagne down the front straightaway. 37 laps in the books, and here comes David Hebert trying to make a race out of this one as we close out the final lap. So this 50-lap contest for the modified. And Danny Gagne well in control down the front straightaway. And Hebert still there for 2nd. Steve Bernier, great drive for him up to 3rd. Brianna Lannister having another stellar drive into 4th. And that battle for 5th is a great one between Mario Claire and Luke Whitaker. Whitaker has that spot, and Claire trying to take it back. Meanwhile, Gary Lindbergh has come up in through the top 10 nicely. He holds on to 7th. 8th is a battle between Kyle Dingwall and Louis Jackson as Matthew Desjardins gets his name into the mix as well. He rounds out the top 10. 10 laps left to go. 10 more remain, and Danny Gagne can smell victory number 2 of 2020. David Hebert would love nothing better than to get back by and win this race and make it 3 different winners in 3 events here in Cornwall. But right now, Gagne with the advantage down the back straightaway by about 4 car lengths over David Hebert. Into turn number 3, Gagne got a little bit tight going into turn number 4. Open the door for David Hebert to close the gap as they work around the top side. They'll try to get by Joey Lannister down the back straightaway. And Lannister will keep his car down around the bottom side of the speedway as Gagne's car, the handling is going away on him just a little bit as David Hebert is moving in on the race leader. Into turns 1 and 2, David Hebert closes the gap off of corner number 2, trying to get by Joey Lannister as they head up into turn number 3. Here comes David Hebert for the lead. Off of corner number 4, Gagne will fend off Hebert for the moment. 6 to go as they head up into turn number 1. Hebert down around the bottom. Gagne a little loose off of 2, and Hebert back to the lead. David Hebert takes over the lead one more time off of corner number 4. The great Canadian champion is back in front with 5 to go. Gagne still there for second. It's Steve Bernier, Brian Lannister, and Luke Whitaker as they head up into turn number 3. Gagne trying to get around Joey Lannister, but Lannister holds the top side. And David Hebert down around the bottom as they head up through turns 1 and 2. Hebert to the inside lane. He gets by Lannister and clears the traffic. Into turn number 3 and 4 goes David Hebert. 3 to go. No, Gagne off the top side as Steve Bernier goes by for second. Brianna Lannister now to the top 3 once again. But David Hebert starting to check out on the field. He sets it up on the top side cushion in turns 3 and 4. 2 to go for the great Canadian champion. Into turns 1 and 2. Hebert holds on to the number 1 spot. He's got a straightaway over Steve Bernier. As your leader makes his way off at corner number 4. White flag in the air for David Hebert. The St. Thomas, Quebec native won last week at Audidrome Granby to tie Dave Hayslip on the all-time win list at 125 wins. Tonight he breaks the tie. David Hebert is a winner at Cornwall once again. Steve Bernier comes home second. Brianna Lannister, her best ever modified finish, a third-place effort. Luke Whitaker comes home fourth, and what a run for Mary O'Clair, rounding out the top 5 from 13th starting spot on the night. A great run. David Hebert, career win number 126 on the all-time Dirt Car 358 modified win list. He surpasses former track champion and Dirt Hall of Famer Dave Hayslip on that all-time list with his second win in 7 days as he picked up one of the twin 30s last week at Audidrome Granby. An amazing run for the great Canadian champion, and now he has sole possession of 6th place on the all-time Dirt Car 358 win list by winning here tonight. And there he is, St. Thomas, Quebec. He's amassed so many wins in his career in all 3 of the open wheel divisions, big blocks, small blocks, and sportsmen. Tonight he gets win number 1 of 2020 here at Cornwall, and second in 7 days. Martin Belanger is down there to greet him.
Thank you, Tim. Merci, Tim. Comme Tim le mentionnait, en 25e victoire, 125 sur la liste Dirt Car. Prend le 6e rang à vie. Donc, belle victoire ce soir pour David Hebert, lui qui avait été chercher parti sur la pole. Danny Gagné qui utilisait la ligne extérieure pour aller le chercher, mais une voiture plus retardataire qui est venu jouer un petit peu au 44e tour, mais c'est David Hebert qui utilise son expérience. Il vous entend, il sort de la voiture 1, David Hebert. Laissez David mettre son masque sur la bouche, David, pas sur les yeux.
Pas sur les yeux?
Non.
Hey. Voilà. C'est bon.
On va pas célébrer avec ton équipe, l'équipe payée, Vodka Light Artists in Residence. David, les succès là, commencent à s'accumuler pour toi lors de cette saison de victoire à Granby. Ce soir, tu es parti sur la pole, l'extérieur de la piste a commencé à prendre vie. On a vu Danny Gagné te dépasser, la circulation, on a vu toute ton expérience ici aller rechercher la première position. 125e victoire ce soir dans l'association Dirt Car. Tim nous mentionnait ça. Un beau succès pour toi, là.
Ben, je suis bien content d'avoir gagné ce soir à Cornwall avec la voiture One. Je suis au début dans le bas de la piste, je pensais que j'étais vraiment rapide. Puis là, un moment donné, quand j'ai vu apparaître le 90, je me suis dit, le haut est devenu vraiment rapide. Fait que on s'est couché en arrière, je souhaitais les lap-cars justement pour essayer de le reprendre. Puis on avait une voiture qui pouvait aller partout, ça nous a aidés. Je remercie beaucoup Payet Chevrolet, Carrière Sablière d'Agenais, Coffrage Lévesque, PA Langevin Construction, et puis tous les gars qui nous aident. Brian White pour les moteurs qu'il nous fournit depuis quelques années. Puis je remercie toute mon équipe.
votre équipe cette saison, là, vous avez beaucoup de succès. Là, c'est la deuxième victoire pour l'équipe. Là, Mario Claire l'avait gagné. Je suis sûr qu'il y avait une petite bataille interne entre vous deux là, pour aller chercher une victoire. Tu le rejoins ce soir ici à Cornwall. Là, je pense que vous allez pouvoir vous taquiner un peu. Là, vous êtes de bons amis dans la vraie vie également. Là.
Ah oui, on se taquine, puis on est bien content. Dans le fond, quand une des deux voitures finit bien, ou les deux, là, mais on est bien heureux en tant que propriétaire ou chauffeur. Puis je remercie bien gros de faire l'équipe avec nous, puis d'être là. Puis ce soir, il y a un petit bad luck avec sa voiture 22 hier soir. C'est ça qui était dans l'autre voiture One. C'était la première sortie, fait qu'un petit peu plus voiture plus capricieuse un petit peu, mais je pense que ça va être de bon augure pour les prochaines fois.
Donc, on va espérer vous voir à plusieurs occasions aussi. Là, je pense que vous connaissez beaucoup de succès à Cornwall cette saison. Là.
On devrait être là pour la saison. Puis cette année, vu l'histoire de toutes les courses, on a essayé de gagner des courses le plus possible. Puis nous, on a fait beaucoup de setup, beaucoup de tests en début de saison. Puis là, on est d'ajusté.
All right, félicitations, David. So, David Hébert, you're a feature winner. I'll translate what David was saying. So, joining Mario Claire as a feature winner here this season. Those two are really good friends, so pretty sure they're going to joke around. He was saying that Mario was using the second car as the 22 had some issues last night at RPM, but he's really happy to be here. And good news for the fans here. He confirmed that both cars will be here on a more regular basis until the end of the year. No championship anywhere, so these guys are there to win some races. So each driver had one this year, so the GM Payet one car and the 22 had a win each. So I don't know if these guys will be able to get some more wins here at Cornwall this year, but it's a good start that we'll have some more races. So Tim, we're getting ready for the 50-lap Sportsman event. A lot of money on the line for the last to win challenge. I'm not sure if some cars did it, but and also Google Transport adding some money to the challenge. So I'm pretty sure with 25 cars on hand, we're going to have a good show. So Tim, back up to you.
Thank you very much, Martin Belanger. Great job down there trackside as always, and big congratulations to David Hebert, sole possession of 6th place on that all-time win list with the Dirt Car 358 Modifieds. Next one to try to catch will be Pat O'Brien, who sits 5th on that list at 149, but a lot of races to win, that's for sure, but if anybody can do it, that man right there can. And
Hey! Salut à vous tous! Steve Bertium du 360nitro.tv. Avez-vous passé un beau Noël jusqu'à date? Avez-vous une belle petite soirée de Noël? Bon, moi j'ai eu du fun quand même, là, même si t'as restreint comme personne dans la maison. Mais bu un peu de vin, hein, pour oublier cette soirée-là. Mais eu du fun quand même, Mais il manquait un petit quelque chose. Puis là, ça fait plusieurs semaines que je pense à ça, puis je me dis, faut faire de quoi. Le jour de l'an s'en vient, puis écoute, j'aimerais ça que tout le monde, on se réunisse tous pour un party virtuel. Le mercredi, le 30 décembre, dès 19h30, on va allumer le live 360, on allume le live, puis on va parler avec différents intervenants, on va raconter des anecdotes, de quoi pour s'amuser, puis même si t'aimes pas les courses, là, peu importe, je vous le dis, là, joins-toi à nous pareil, tu vas aimer ça. Tu vas aimer ce genre de soirée-là. On va essayer de faire des choses hors des sentiers battus. Ça va être le fun. Je vous le dis, ça va être le fun. Puis il va y avoir plein de surprises, hein. Plein de surprises. Il va y avoir des tirages. On a plusieurs prix à remettre. C'est sûr, il faut que tu écoutes l'émission pour ça. Si tu n'écoutes pas l'émission, mais just too bad, tu sais. Mais je te le dis, présente-toi à l'émission, partage la vidéo. Écoute, vous allez avoir du fun, c'est sûr et certain. C'est le party, t'es tout seul chez vous ou de quoi, tu seras pas tout seul. On va avoir du fun, puis tellement du fun que j'ai décidé de cohabiter avec le risque. Oui, tellement, j'aime tellement le risque là, que ma femme va co-animer avec moi. Hein? Si tu aimé le risque, ça, qu'est-ce qu'il y a?
Toast-toi.
Ah,
Allez.
ça commence bien, hein? Là, ouais, là, on n'a pas toute la veillée, là.
Calme-toi, Bon. Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2, 1, 2. Et oui, je vais co-animer avec Steve. Je vais sûrement vous apprendre des petites anecdotes au sujet de M. Nitro. Et on va sûrement s'amuser, c'est sûr, certain. Alors, on vous attend mercredi le 30 décembre à 19h30. On ne veut pas manquer ça.
Showed everybody to not give up, and that's exactly what he did, as we've got a couple of updates from the world of racing as well. Here, I'll pass that along here very quickly while we got a couple of spare moments. The Big Block, Small Block Challenge at the Devil's Bowl Speedway. The small block feature is in the record books. Matt Williamson picks up the small block portion of the program, and Jesse Mueller picked up the big block portion. Of both the 25 lappers are complete. Matt Williamson was second in that one too, so it was a good night for Matty. And now they'll combine for a Big Block, Small Block Challenge event coming up after that for, I believe, 100 lap event there, and determine the winner of that prestigious race. So Steve Bernier collects second tonight. What a job of driving, though, for Brianna Ladisert to have a good starting spot and come away with a top 3 finish against some of the best in the area. So the Sportsman field is lined up and ready to go, and we'll give you the starting lineup here for that. So the Sportsman field rolls trackside. Here's how they're going to line up. It's Jared Herbison in the 38 on point with the 1X of Robert Delormier. Row 2, Dominic Merkley in the 78D along with Jessica Power in the number 52. Row number 3, it's Curtis Kaye in the 28 with the 35 of Thomas Cook. Row number 4, David LaPointe, the 78L with the 1R of Ricky Thompson. Row 5, Jonathan Ferguson, the 44 with the 65 of Gilles Godard. Row number 6, Kaylin Draper in the 18K with the 77 of Ryan Stabler. Row number 7, Justin Saunders in the number 11J with the 04 of Scott McGill. Row number 8 is going to find Daryl Mitchell in the 37 with the 88 of Dylan Kirkland. Row 9, Denny Forg in the 82 along with the 28 of Steve Morris. That's row 9. Row 10, it's Chris Ferguson with the 88C along with the M70 of Billy Cook. Row number 11, Cedric Govro in the 22C with the 1 of Justin Lalonset. Jason Rose in the 18JR along with the 94 of Gabriel Sear. Final row, all by himself back there in spot number 25 in car number 88. That is Fire Swap. 50 laps is the distance, just like it was in the modified feature. 50 green flag laps only, and cautions will not count. And we will have one lucky dog or easy pass in this 50 lap contest as well. So white flag to be displayed this time by and Jared Herbison. Jared Herbison will lead him down to green as green lights will be on next trip around, and Robert Delormier will line up to the outside of that front row. Jared Herbison, the last time he was here, he picked up the win. He would love to go back-to-back if he possibly could. Dominic Merkley trying to stop him as well. We're ready to go green off of turn number 4 at the Wired Audio Fire Zone. Jared Herbison and Robert Delormier. Green lights are on and we're underway. We saw how good that outside lane was for the modifieds. We'll see how good it is now on the Sportsman side of things. But right now, Jared Herbison proving the bottom's a good place to be as he takes over the lead down in front. Robert Delormier right there in his tire tracks for the 2 spot as they head up into turns 1 and 2 with Jessica Power and Curtis Kaye completing your top 5. 3 wide back there behind them towards the back portion of the top 10. Ricky Thompson, Jill Goddard, and Jonathan Ferguson. They're still 3 wide coming around the corner. They went 3 wide for an entire lap back there. And Jill Goddard, the benefactor there, he picks up a couple of spots. Meanwhile, Ricky Thompson shoots back by off of corner number 2. But up in front, Jared Herbison continues to lead the way down the front straightaway. Robert Delormier giving chase down in front as well. Delormier back there about 4 car lengths in second. Then you have to go a half straightaway back to Thomas Cook in third. Cook trying to remain perfect tonight. He won his qualifying heat race earlier today. He also won the 4-lap dash for cash. He would like to pick up a feature win, but he's got a long way to go to get there. With 4 laps complete, Jared Herbison and Robert Delormier, the class of the field in the opening 5 laps as they head up off of corner number 4 and down the front straightaway. Jared Herbison, Robert Delormier, Thomas Cook, your top 3, and Dominic Merkley having himself a pretty good run so far here in the early going. Battle is on from the number 5 position. Curtis Kaye has that spot. Jonathan Ferguson, who won here on June the 6th, trying to take it away from him. And Ferguson uses the top sign. He picks up spot number 5. David LaPointe back there for position number 6, watching this battle for position as they work it up off of corner number 2 and down the backstretch. And Ferguson will finally clear the 28 of Kaye, moving him back to spot number 6. David LaPointe is actually 7th. 8th is Ryan Stabler. 9th to the 65 of Jill Goddard. And completing your top 10 early on here is Kalen Draper in the number 18 machine. Draper started 11th. He's moved up 1 spot now as they click off lap number 8. 8 laps in the books, and Jared Herbison trying to run away and hide. He's got a straightaway advantage over Robert Delormier, who's going to have some company in a couple of laps here as Thomas Cook starting to close the gap rather quickly into turn number 1. Cook right there on the extreme inside lane. Robert Delormier pushes up the hill. Thomas Cook trying to get back at him, but the door was shut when he got to turn number 3 as Herbison continues to lead it. Meanwhile, Robert Delormier, something may be going away with the handling of that car as well, as he has got a wicked push in that 1 machine. Pushes way wide, and Thomas Cook easily takes the 2 spot away. And look out, fire swap a little wide and kisses the wall over here in turn number 4. Yellow lights are on at lap number 11. So 11 laps are complete in this 50-lap contest. 39 left to go. Jared Herbison is your race leader. Thomas Cook there in second. Robert Delormier Car looked pretty good at the start of this race. Now, for some strange reason, that car has picked up a violent push. Not sure if maybe a shock has gone away or something. Is obviously binding that car up and not enabling him to turn it. But right now, he's going to line up third with Jonathan Ferguson in fourth. Dominic Merkley completing your top 5 here. Curtis Caillet is back to 6th. 7th is David Lapointe. 8th is Ryan Stabler. 9th to Gilles Godard, and Steve Morris has moved from 18th starting spot. He is now up into position number 12, actually, or number 11 rather, as Kalen Draper will be completing your top 10. Set to go, Jarrett Herberson. And we're going to stay caution. We got a couple of cars towards the back portion of the field that are not in the correct positions at the moment. So we will stay under yellow. And Jessica Power making her way back out on the number 52. Jessica had some issues with her machine and has now made the necessary repairs and is back out on the racetrack as Jarrett Herberson will bring him to the line. White flag in the air this time by Jarrett. Had a really good race car. Seems like as the race went on, Jarrett just got that much faster during the event. So we'll see if he keeps that pace up. I know Thomas Cook has been very quick all night as Gabe Sear brings it back out in the 94. So he rejoins the field. Herberson and Cook on that front row. Little bit of precipitation in the air, but it's really light, and we're going to be able to keep going here and keep this track going as Jarrett Herberson will bring it off the corner. Green lights back on, and we're underway. And we got them stacked up towards the back portion of the field here on the front stretch, but everybody continues on. We stay green as they head through turns 3 and 4. It's Jarrett Herberson, the race leader, but here comes Thomas Cook charging around the top side of the racetrack. Cook with the advantage on the high lane. Looks like he's got the momentum, and he will clear Jarrett Herberson into turn number 3. New race leader, it's Thomas Cook, and we got a pile up in turn number 2. Yellow lights are on. Track is virtually blocked over there. We've got Jessica Power. She spun to avoid hitting anybody, and she's able to continue on. Jason Rose, he did the same thing over there, so he will spin it around and continue on. Billy Cook does the same thing, as does Denny Ford. And the other 2 drivers involved were Steve Morris in the number 28 and the 11J of Justin Saunders. Looks like everybody's going to be able to continue. And it appears that everybody should be able to keep on going here as Steve Morris pulls away. Justin Saunders, he'll pull away as well. And Jason Rose just looking for a spot to get into on the back straightaway over there. So no harm, no foul. Everybody will be able to continue on here in this one. 14 laps are complete right now. Race control says 13. My apologies. I apologize for you, Austin. It's okay. I got you, buddy. No worries. And Jason Rose going to head to the pits to survey the damage, if any, on his machine and line up at the tail. And as we mentioned, I don't believe anybody can see it on 360nitro.tv or not, but those in attendance can maybe feel it a little bit. There is a little bit of light misty precipitation coming down from the skies here, so we're just going to keep the cars rolling. And the rain that is falling is not really going to affect anything too much, but hopefully it stays light if it's going to fall, and can maybe at least get to halfway and hopefully get all 50 laps in. Once again, 25 laps is halfway, and once the race reaches the halfway point, and if we do happen to have to call it, it will be deemed official. But right now, our plan is to get all 50 of them in. Well, 13 down, 37 to go. It's Thomas Cook, the leader, Jared Herbison, Robert Delorme, Jonathan Ferguson, and Dominic Merkley having a great run tonight, holding on to 5th. 6th is Ryan Stabler. Curtis Kaye is 7th. 8th is David LaPointe. Ricky Thompson 9th. Jill Goddard hanging on to the top 10 at 65. 11th is Kaylin Draper. Daryl Mitchell running in spot number 12. 13th to Dylan Kirkland. Justin Lalonce at 14th. Scott McGill 15th. Cedric Govro 16th. Jessica Power unofficially 17th. 18th is Billy Cook. Denny Ford 19th. And Justin Saunders 20th. Steve Morris 21st. Jason Rose 22nd. Fire Swamp 23rd, Chris Ferguson 24th, and Gabriel Sear completes the field in 25th. Thomas Cook will choose the outside lane on the start, and we will be ready to go back green here in just a moment. White flag being displayed, and it looks like whatever was coming down from the sky there has stopped for the moment. Very good sign. So it's Thomas Cook, the leader. He will fire first from the outside lane. Jared Herbison trying to go back-to-back here in the next level home improvement sportsman division. Brianna Lattiser and Jonathan Ferguson, the only other winners in this class this year. Green lights back on and we're underway. Thomas Cook able to get away down the back straightaway, and what a drive he got off the top side. He takes over the lead. Jared Herbison trying to fight back, and Herbison putting a couple tires towards the infield to try to find some bite around the bottom, as Cook able to hold the top spot, and Herbison able to keep pace with them down there on the inside lane, as behind them a great battle going on for spots 3 and 4. Jonathan Ferguson to the top side, Robert Delorme down low, and Jonathan Ferguson jumps up into the number 3 spot, at least for a moment, as Robert Delorme was able to find some speed on the bottom and clear him going down into turn number 3, and he's looking to do the same with Jared Herbison, and he does just that. So Robert Delorme now to second at lap number 15, and Delorme is on the move as they head up into turn number 1 and 2 and down the back stretch. Delorme within 2 car lengths of Thomas Cook coming into turn number 3 and off of 4. Cook with the advantage though by 2 car lengths. Delorme still there in second. Herbison holding on to the 3 spot. Good battle going on for 4th between Jonathan Ferguson and Ryan Stabler. Stabler looking to the bottom lane. Ferguson content to run around the top side. Is behind them. Ricky Thompson trying to move in and take the number 6 spot away. 7th is Dominic Merkley. 8th is David LaPointe. Jill Goddard now 9th, and Kaylin Draper completing your top 10 as we work in lap number 19. This time by 31 to go. Thomas Cook in full control of this one so far. 19 laps down, he's got about a 4-car length lead on Robert Delorme, who after getting around Jared Herbison, looked like he may have had a car to contend with Thomas Cook, at least for the time being. But Thomas, it looks like he stepped it up one more notch and is pulling away one more time with 30 laps left to go. Working lap number 20 will be coming into lap 21 this time by, as your leader Thomas Cook drives away down in front. Meanwhile, behind them, Battle between a couple of good friends off the racetrack. Right now, they're fierce competitors. And Jonathan Ferguson and Jared Herbison going at it for third and fourth. Ferguson on the inside lane. Jared Herbison to the top. They switch lanes in turn number 3. And Ferguson rim riding around this racetrack. And Herbison able to hold him off. Meanwhile, Ryan Stabler has moved his way into the top 5 once again. He got back around Ricky Thompson for that position. Thompson to 6. Dominic Merkley having a great run tonight in 7th. David LaPointe, Jill Goddard, and Caitlin Draper continue to round out the top 10 with 23 laps in the books. The battle now is for spots 2 and 3 as Herbison has it. And Jonathan Ferguson trying to figure out a way to take it away from him as behind Robert Delorme in second. Jared Herbison has made his way back up around the top side of the racetrack, trying to close in on Delorme for spot number 2 as they come down into turn number 3. Delorme trying to hold on to second, and look out, Herbison goes off the end of corner number 3 and 4. Keeps it rolling, but loses 3 spots in that exchange at the halfway point. 25 down, 25 to go, and Thomas Cook coming up to put a lap on Grandpa Billy Cook down the front straightaway. Billy will give way to Thomas as he'll give way towards the bottom. Cook will get by as Denny Ford, the next driver to go a lap down to the race leader. Robert Delorme still there in second, followed by Jonathan Ferguson, Stabler, and the one of Ricky Thompson as Jared Herbison trying to fight back up on that outside lane. He holds on to 6th. 7th is still Merkley. LaPointe still there in 8th. 9th is Goddard. And 10th is now occupied by the 22 of Cedric Govro. 28 laps down this time by, 22 to go, and Thomas Cook looking to run away and hide from everybody. He's got a straightaway advantage over the rest of the field as down the back straightaway your leaders get by the 82 of Denny Ford, so it looks like he is going to head to pit road. And right now, Robert Delorme in quite the battle with Jonathan Ferguson for the number 2 position. Ferguson wheels his ride to the top side. Delorme trying to fend him off in turn number 3 and 4, but Ferguson may have a quicker race car, but Delorme is going to be tough to pass on this kind of a racetrack as they head up into turns 1 and 2 one more time. Here comes Ferguson with the momentum, but Delorme shuts him off in 2. Down into turn number 3. Ferguson with the crossover move. He's going to try the inside lane coming off of corner number 4. That didn't quite work, so he'll settle in behind and try it again up to the top side of 1 and 2. And in the process, here comes Ryan Stabler after him for position number 3. And Stabler's starting to go forward here in the late going. 31 laps down, 19 to go. Thomas Cook still leads the way by a straightaway. Into turn number 1 and 2. That battle for second has been a great one. 3 cars at it down the back straightaway. Robert Delorme, Jonathan Ferguson, and Ryan Stabler as they head up into turn number 3 and 4 and across the line. Delorme still with the 2 spot. 33 laps down, and now Ryan Stabler comes up to challenge Ferguson for third. Ferguson drives back by him, and that battle continues into turn number 3. Jonathan Ferguson finally found some speed around the top side. Look at the full even turns with Robert Delorme into turn number 1, and he will do so. Jonathan Ferguson on the charge. He picks up second down the back straightaway, and he looks to go after Thomas Cook for the lead in turn number 3 and 4. Off the corner they go. Robert Delorme trying to get back after Ferguson, but couldn't quite do it. As they work into turns 1 and 2 and down the back chute, caution lights are on. Dylan Kirkland problems over there in corner number 3. What a move, and persistence paid off there for Jonathan Ferguson. He was able to pick up second from Robert Delorme. Robert was making that car wide off the corner and all over the racetrack, trying to hold Jonathan Ferguson at bay, but Jonathan, a little quicker race car at the moment, was able to take that spot back. But Thomas Cook was trying to run away and hide and make short work of this night. But right now, we got 16 laps left to go. 15 laps to go, should say. Lap counter has been adjusted here to lap 35. Coming up after this, we'll have the Vintage Super Series brought to you by Steve Polite Sand and Gravel. I'd like to thank Steve Polite and their entire crew for what they do for racing in the area. Of course, you'll see their vintage modified out there, and Randy Gaudette behind the wheel later on tonight. Gabriel Sear making his way back out on the racetrack. Gabriel just had one of those nights he'd just much rather forget. It's been tough keeping that car going for him, but he's back out just to try to make a few laps and maybe diagnose the problem, whatever's going on with that car tonight. I see some of the CD Beauchamp crew in attendance right down in front of us here tonight. And CD had a good run going last night in the Pro Stock race, although he ended up getting twisted around in turn 2, but came back for a fine top 5 finish at the checkered flag. The defending Dirt Car Pro Stock Series champion in attendance here this evening. As we're ready to go racing, white flag to be displayed this time by Thomas Cook, the race leader, Jonathan Ferguson second, Robert Delormier, Ryan Stabler, and Ricky Thompson now in the top 5. Jared Herbison, Dominic Merkley, David Lapointe, Joe Goddard, and Cedric Govero the top 10. Jessica Power is charged through the field. She's now 11th. 12th, Scott McGill. 13th to Kalen Draper. Justin Lalonce at 14th. Curtis Kaye 15th. Daryl Mitchell 16th. Billy Cook 17th. Dylan Kirkland 18th. Denny Ford 19th. And 20th unofficially is Gabriel Sear. Green lights back on, and we're back underway. Into turn number 1, Thomas Cook with the advantage on the bottom, but here comes Jonathan Ferguson for the lead. Into turn number 3, Ferguson, the Prescott native, charging around the top side. He clears Thomas Cook down in front, picks up the lead. 36 laps in the books. Jonathan Ferguson, your new race leader, as they're working off a corner number 2 and down the back straightaway. Ferguson starting to pull away. Robert Delormier getting back into this thing. He's trying to get alongside of Thomas Cook for the number 2 spot as Ryan Stabler starts to go forward. He works the top side, trying to get around the 1R of Ricky Thompson for the 4 spot, and will do so down the back straightaway. Meanwhile, behind them, Jared Herbison has rebounded nicely up into the number 6 spot. Dominic Merkley still there for 7th. 8th is a good battle between the 22 of Cedric Govero and Jessica Powers. They dice it up side by side off of corner number 2. David Lapointe back there in 9th. And Scott McGill unofficially completing your top 10 as we work in lap 39. 11 laps left to go, and Jonathan Ferguson trying to get his second win of 2020 here at the Cornwall Motor Speedway, but he's got 10 laps left to go, and Thomas Cook is making a run at him, coming down the front straightaway into turn number 1. That outside lane is really good right now, and everybody is up there as Ryan Stabler gets by the one of Robert Delormier for spot number 5. Meanwhile, coming off of corner number 4 and down the front straightaway, your leader in turn number 1, as he closes in on Chris Ferguson in the number 88 to try to put him a lap down. The 35 of Thomas Cook still there, about 4 car lengths behind in 2nd. Stabler there in 3rd, followed by Robert Delormier in 4th. 5th is a good battle between Thompson and Herbison. They dice it up into turns 1 and 2. Thompson around the bottom, Herbison around the top side, and Ricky Thompson will clear Herbison into turn number 3 to pick up the number 5 position. But right now, Jonathan Ferguson trying to find a way around Chris Ferguson, no relation. Off of corner number 2, Jonathan will get by down the back straightaway. Now Thomas Cook will have to deal with him in turn 3. Off of corner number 4 this time by 6 laps left to go for Jonathan Ferguson. Flash well drilling, polite sand and gravel, car number 44. Half straightaway advantage off of corner number 2 and down the back stretch into 3 and 4. Thomas Cook giving chase. He slides by Chris Ferguson to get 1 step closer to Jonathan Ferguson into turns 1 and 2 as he deals with Billy Cook down the back straightaway. Ferguson will get by with no problem. Thomas Cook trying to reel him in, and Ryan Stabler trying to do the same thing as they head up into turns 3 and 4. Robert Delormier still there for 4th. 5th is still the battle between Herbison and Thompson. 4 laps left to go. 4 more remain, and Jonathan Ferguson trying to take it home. He's got a half a straightaway lead now over Thomas Cook, and a little bit of a clear racetrack in front of him with 3 laps left to go. 3 more to go. Jonathan Ferguson looking really good. He's got Dylan Kirkland right there in front of him, but I don't think he's going to get to him in time. 2 laps left to go for Jonathan Ferguson, trying to take his second Sportsman win of 2020 right here at Cornwall as they work it through turns 3 and 4. White flag in the air this time by for Jonathan Ferguson out of Prescott. Took the lead on the last restart on lap 36. He's down the back straightaway. Lap traffic should not be a problem. Thomas Cook some half straightaway back in second. Jonathan Ferguson makes it 2 wins on the season at Cornwall. Second spot will go to the 35 of Thomas Cook. The 77 of Ryan Stabler comes home fourth. Robert Delormier completes the top 4, and Jared Herbison will round out your top 5. What a run for Jonathan Ferguson. Picks up the win, his second of the season, and first since the opener here on June the 6th. So Jonathan Ferguson with his dad Todd right there on the side of the race car picks up his second win of 2020. And I'll tell you what, he's going to be one happy guy when he gets out of that racetrack. He walked this racetrack earlier today. Maybe he discovered something, but right now he's discovered Victory Lane and Martin Belanger.
Thanks, Tim. Yes, Jonathan Ferguson, second win this season. Ferguson, deuxième victoire cette saison. Comme Tim avait mentionné, lui qui avait gagné la première victoire lors du Back to the Track 50. He's already out of the car. He can hear you. The 45 Jonathan Ferguson. Congratulations from his family here. Another strong run for Ferguson. Good supporter here at the Speedway. Jonathan will be able to enjoy a bottle from Artist in Residence Vodka Light. You'll be able to enjoy that with your team. Jonathan, that lap 35 restart was key for you to get the win. Were you a little bit surprised that Thomas chose the inside lane?
Yeah, I was surprised he gave me the top. I didn't see him before the caution, so I don't know where he was running. But this thing was a rocket ship, man. We broke a torsion stop in the heat race, and then we went back and fixed that before the feature, and this is awesome.
You've been mixing it this year, running Sportsman, running 358s tonight. All the experience and all the laps this season shows again your second win here at Cornwall this season.
Yeah, I think we're going to finish out the year in the Sportsman, and then I don't know what we're going to do next year if we move up. But I think I want to win the rest of the year in the Sportsman, and then maybe do some 358 races at the end of the year. But we'll see how it goes.
And again, this year, the fields are strong when you run either Brockville or here. The guys from Quebec that come here, all the guys are from Brockville, Cornwall are here. So COVID-19 brings some good things because the quality of the fields are strong each night at your races.
Oh, for sure, yeah. I think our quality of our fields are as good, or if not better, than when we raced normally last year. But yeah, no, this is a tough field to be able to win in. There's a lot of good cars here every night, so it's pretty awesome to Parker.
Anyone you would like to thank? I know you have a lot of sponsors on this car.
Yeah, I got to thank Splash Well Drilling, King Edward Auto Parts, Drummond's Gas, Blight Sand and Gravel, Dirt Outlaw Apparel, King Edward Auto Parts, Dig Race Products, Mulder's Machine and Welding, and Riverside Body Shop. And I got to thank my mom, my dad, my brother-in-law, my sister, my girlfriend, and just everybody that helped sell it on the car.
So congratulations on your win, Jonathan, and hopefully we'll see you again in the winner's circle this season.
Thank you.
So Jonathan Ferguson, your feature winner here tonight, as winning Eat his second feature this season. You see the 35 of Thomas Cook here in the winner's circle. well, for him it's a consolation prize, but he was the winner for the Govro Transport Dash for Cash. So he'll just go quickly to the winner's circle after Jonathan just to have his photo taken, and congratulations on him to finishing second tonight in the feature. So that's why you see the 35 of Thomas Cook here. He'll go and get his photo with Govro Transport, just getting the $200 bonus. Donc, vous voyez la voiture de Thomas Cook ici qui a été chercher le Dash for Cash ce soir, grâce aussi de Govro Transport qui ira prendre sa photo. Et puis Jonathan Ferguson qui remporte une deuxième victoire cette saison à Cornwall. Très, très heureux de pouvoir gagner. Encore une fois, il mentionnait que toute l'expérience qu'il a acquis du côté des modifiés cette saison lui a payé, mais il m'a mentionné qu'il va probablement terminer la saison en Sportsman pour les prochains événements. Peut-être faire une ou deux événements du côté des modifiés, mais pour lui, ça va être de terminer la saison du côté des Sportsmen. Donc, Jonathan Ferguson qui remporte une deuxième victoire. So just translating a bit, Tim, for our friends on 360nitro.tv. As we're getting ready for a final event of the evening, as the Vintage are already lined up for their 20-lap event.
So track is now clear, and we are set to go with the Vintage Super Series to close out the evening. And again, big thank you to everybody who tuned in to our broadcast tonight on 360nitro.tv, and those of you here in attendance tonight at the Speedway. We sincerely appreciate everybody joining us and supporting us here once again. As we mentioned, we will be pretty much regular now from here on Sunday nights now, beginning next week. So we look forward to that as well. We look forward to this 20-lap vintage feature as Randy Gaudette will go away from the point in the 75. Outside will be Tim McColeman in the 09. Row 2, it is going to be Jason Powers in the 53 alongside of Steve Billings in the 13. Ryan Como inside row 3 in the 28 alongside of the 75 of Pete Stapper. Row number 4, Brian Billings in the number 3 with the 88 of Chris Lackey. Row number 5, it's Pat Charland in the 42 with the 12 of Tim Charland. Daryl Wilson in the 00 along with Kayla Charland in the B3, and completing it will be Audie Bedard in the 11 and Brian Powley in the 74, catching up to the field now. White flag will be displayed, 20 laps to distance, looking to close out the doubleheader weekend here tonight. Randy Gaudette, can he get his third Vintage Super Series win of the season here at Cornwall, or will Tim McColeman get to victory lane for the very first time? We'll find out in 20 laps. Green light's back on and we're underway. Into turns 1 and 2, it is going to be Randy Gaudette jumping into the race lead. 53 of Powers holds on to second. McColeman there in third. Here comes Steve Billings and Ryan Como after one another for fourth and fifth. Down across the line, lap number 1 is in the record books, and right now Randy Gaudette has got his hands full. These two drivers are the only vintage winners in 2020. Gaudette's won twice. Jason Powers has a win as well. Into turns 1 and 2 one more time. Top two are broken away from everybody down the back straightaway with Steve Billings getting on by Tim McCollman to pick up position number 3. McCollman trying to get back after him, but couldn't quite do it. It's behind them. Pete Stapper trying to get by Ryan Como for position number 5 as they work it into turns 1 and 2. 3 laps are already complete. Behind the top 6 drivers, Brian Billings there for 7th. 8th is Pat Charlin. 9th is Chris Lackey. And 10th right now being contested by Kayla Charlin. And the 12 of Tim Charlin as they come down the back straightaway and off of corner number 2. Battle for the race lead shaping up as Randy Gaudette has it. Here comes Jason Powers to that inside lane off of corner number 4. Drag race to the line right now. And at the line it was Gaudette by about a nose as they headed to turn number 1. The Powers looks like he has a better line coming off of turn number 2. And he will try to clear Randy Gaudette into turn number 3. Gaudette trying to fight back through the middle of the speedway, coming down the front straightaway one more time. 6 laps in the books. 6 laps down, and Randy Gaudette's going to have to surrender the lead as the lap car Brian Powley right in front of the leaders as they head up into turn number 3 and 4. Gaudette clears the traffic, and now Jason Powers will get by Audie Bedard in the 11. Gaudette's going to go way up around the top side to get by, and he will do just that. So the leaders will have clear racetrack in front of them with 7 laps complete. 7 down, and Gaudette stalking the 53 of Powers as they come down across the stripe. 8 laps down, 12 more to go in this 20-lap Vintage Super Series feature brought to you by the good folks at Steve Polite Sand and Gravel. And right now, Jason Powers trying to put this particular car into victory lane for a second time. If you recall, back on July the 12th in the Corona Crusher event, his son Josh Powers took it to victory lane. Then a week later, Jason put it in the winner's circle at Brockville and would love nothing better than to get it back into the winner's circle here tonight at Cornwall. Halfway home, 10 down, 10 to go. And Jason Powers trying to make this race quick and end it early. Randy Gaudette doing all he can to keep pace with him, trying to run him down, but he's running out of time as Steve Billings holds on to the 3 spot. 4th is Pete Stapper. Tim McCollman, nice run for him so far right there in spot number 5 as they hustle down the back straightaway off of corner number 2. 11 laps are complete. Jason Powers in control. Got the lead early on from Randy Gaudette, and that lead gap has stabilized now to about 5 car lengths as they come down across the line. 12 laps down, 8 more to go. Some traffic in front of the leaders to deal with here as Jason Powers continues to lead the way with Gaudette there in second. Good battle behind the top 2 drivers here as Pete Stapper closing in on Steve Billings for position number 3. Your leader, however, still working traffic. He gets by Chris Lackey in the 88. Now swings to the high lane around Tim Charlin in the number 12. Charlin will give way as Powers gets around with no problem. They'll have Pat Charlin and Kayla Charlin in front of them to deal with now as Randy Gaudette trying to search his way for a good line around this traffic as well. 5 laps will be left to go as they come down off of turns 3 and 4 and across the line. Jason Powers able to navigate the traffic without any problems so far. Powers in control. Kayla Charlin gives way, at least for now, as they will down the back straightaway. Powers drops it to the bottom. He'll try to get around Brian Powley to put him another lap down, as will the 11 of Audie Bedard. And Powers kind of hung up behind the Bedard number 11 for the time being. If he clears Bedard, he should be home free. And Randy Gaudette slicing through the traffic there. He drove around the 12 of Tim Charlin, the 74 of Brian Powley, the 11 of Audie Bedard, and the Charlin family in turns 1 and 2. He passed about 6 cars in 2 corners there, and looking for another one here, trying to get around Kayla Charlin, trying a last gas to try to catch Jason Powers with 2 laps left to go. Gaudette has found something on the top side, but he's going to run out of laps as problems for Chris Lackey in the number 88. And we have got caution. Yellow lights are on, flat right front tire, I believe, there for the 88 of Chris Lackey. 19 down, 1 more to go, and we are going to have a shootout here for the Vintage 20-lap feature as part of our doubleheader weekend here at the Cornwall Motor Speedway. And Martin Belanger will join our winner in victory lane, whoever that may be. Will it be Jason Powers? Will it be Randy Gaudette? It'd be Randy's third win here if he can get the job done. And we'll see. My microphone pack almost went for a flight. Went for a flight to the floor. Lap counter has been adjusted to 18 laps complete now. So we'll see what happens. Can Randy Gaudette find a way around, or will it be win number 1 of the season here at Cornwall for Jason Powers and second overall after a win at Brockville 2 weeks ago? We'll find out as the leaders work their way off the corner. Green lights back on and we're underway. Now on that last green flag run, Randy Gaudette found something around the top side. We'll see if he can get it. Not that time though, as Jason Powers pulls away into turn number 3 and 4. White flag being displayed, and oh, look out, Ryan Como goes around in turns 3 and 4. Caution lights are back on. So Jason Powers pretty much saying how much longer is this thing. He would love to get to victory lane. Coming to green, this time by Jason Powers is your leader. Randy Gaudette, Steve Billings, your top 3. We're back underway. Powers jumps into the lead. Gaudette tried something on the bottom that time. That didn't quite work. Off the corner down into turns 3 and 4. White flag to be displayed this time by, and Jason Powers is hugging that inside lane as they come down across the line at the white flag lap. Final time into turns 1 and 2. Jason Powers pulling away down the backstretch. He's got a car length over Randy Gaudette. Gaudette's going to throw it up on the top side in the last-ditch effort. It's not going to happen. Jason Powers is a winner at Cornwall. Second will be the 75 of Randy Gaudette. Steve Billings, Pete Stapper comes home 4th, and Tim McColeman will complete the top 5 here tonight. What a job of driving by Jason Powers, a veteran in this vintage class. Former vintage champion in 2010 at the Brockville Speedway. He's had several wins in between that, but he's back in victory lane here at the Cornwall Motor Speedway, and that is the final event of the night. We will be heading down trackside in just a moment to chat with our winner here in the winner's circle. And again, thank you very much, you great race fans, for sticking it out. I know it looked like earlier that we were all going to be sitting at home the rest of the night as the weather gods were not playing too nice with us. Mother Nature was being a jerk and not wanting to let us race, but we threw it right back at her and got the show in. So big hats off to our track crews and the Laverne family for doing what they had to do to get this show complete. And right now, we're going to head down trackside to Martin Belanger with a very happy Jason Powers in victory lane.
Thanks, Tim. Yes, solid run for Jason Powers, getting a win here for the 53. Let's see, we'll be getting out of the car. Jason Powers. Removing all the safety gear here. On va enlever tout l'équipement ici pour sortir de la voiture. And he's out of the car, the 53 of Jason Power. Your feature winner here in the vintage. Solid run by Jason. Make sure that he puts his face mask, and I'll go talk to him. Jason, here you go, nice trophy for the win here tonight. Quite a run. You had Randy Godet with you battling for that position, but really strong run, consistent laps, and even that last restart on lap 19, he tried hard, but you closed the bottom lane, and it worked out for you.
Yeah, when I got to the bottom, I knew it was real good, and Randy's real strong, great race car driver, and I figured I found it first. That's the difference.
Anyone you would like to thank? I know you have a strong run here and a strong ride that every time that we see you guys here at Cornwall, it's either you or a good ass. So I'm pretty sure you have a lot of people you would like to thank.
Yeah, me and my son and his girlfriend, we work in the garage. This week we spent most of the week on his car, but we must have got enough done on this one. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We didn't know if we were going to get this in, but a beautiful track to run on.
Yeah, no, everything worked out well for everyone tonight here at the Speedway. Everyone was a little bit surprised, but even though Mother Nature threw us a curveball, but at least you guys got the feature in.
Oh, it was great. Excellent. Thanks, guys.
So hopefully we'll see you again this season at Cornwall.
Yes, we will be here next weekend.
That's good news. So congratulations on your win, Jason.
Thank you.
So Jason Powers, your vintage feature winner here tonight. Just to throw in a little bit of French for our fans on 360nitro.tv. Donc, Jason Powers qui remporte une autre victoire cette saison. Il a trouvé quelque chose à l'intérieur de la piste, puis il ne voulait pas laisser la place à Randy Godet. Là, les deux pilotes se sont échangés la première position au cours de la saison. Puis Randy Godet qui a dû terminer deuxième, Jason Powers qui vient chercher la victoire. Une belle victoire pleinement méritée dans cette finale de 20 tours. Donc, belle victoire du côté des Vintage, confirmant qu'ils seront ici la semaine prochaine pour le prochain événement du côté du Cornwall Motor Speedway. Donc, c'est ce qui termine ce soir notre couverture sur 360nitro.tv. Je vais laisser la parole à Tim pour la portion anglaise, mais on vous invite la semaine prochaine à s'intoniser sur 360nitro.tv tous les résultats du Cornwall Motor Speedway. Puis on vous confirme au cours de la prochaine semaine si on aura une prochaine diffusion en direct sur 360nitro.tv. La semaine prochaine, on aura une copie conforme du programme de ce soir qui est prévu pour le 16 août. Donc, on vous donne rendez-vous sur 360nitro.tv. So, Tim, final words for you tonight. The Bull-Header weekend was quite fun announcing that with you, and I'm pretty sure you had a lot of fun. So, closing words for you tonight.
Thank you very much, Martin Belanger. And yes, a fantastic weekend has come to a close. Congratulations to the staff and management for pulling this one off. As Joel Dwaron just mentioned up here in the tower, our race director, he just made the mention and said, we are that darn good. And I'd have to agree 1,000% with that statement. We are that darn good here. And as we mentioned earlier, it didn't look like we were going to get the second day in, but we persevered and we got it done. And it's on to the next one next Sunday night here at the Cornwall Motor Speedway, 358 Modified, Sportsman, Mini Stocks, and this Vintage Super Series will be back in action in 1 week time. So on behalf of the staff and management here at the Cornwall Motor Speedway, the fans that showed up in attendance tonight, and those listening or watching live on 360nitro.tv, this is Timmy Baltz on behalf of Martin Belanger. We'll see you right back here next week at the Cornwall Motor Speedway. Another big night of racing in store. Have a